My debut stand-up special, Keep Busy, premieres tonight on my website at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So I don't care what you're doing tonight, cancel it, grab a group of your friends, and watch the special together. It's going to be so great. I'll be there too during the premiere. I'll be in the chat talking to everybody and watching it along with you because it's really funny. But if you're busy tonight, that's okay. You can still buy and stream the special until November 24th. For those of you who don't know, I've been actually doing stand-up comedy for longer than I've been making YouTube videos. I'm really proud of the special. I'm incredibly happy with how it turned out. We worked really hard on it, and it was really expensive, so it would mean a lot if you guys checked it out. There's also some really cool exclusive merch pieces like a signed poster and a super cool graphic tee, all designed by Kel Lauren, that you can only get your hands on if you buy the special. So click the link in the description, and I'll see you guys tonight, November 10th at 8 p.m. Eastern. If you watch the special or not, thank you so much for the support, and enjoy this video. See ya. Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone was released June 26, 1997. A book about an orphaned wizard boy destined for greatness, navigating his first year at the Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. Due to the immediate success of this book, author J.K. Rowling began writing more and more installations into the Harry Potter series, ultimately writing 7 novels. Along the way, immensely successful movie adaptations were created that absolutely catapulted the popularity of the Harry Potter franchise to levels never seen before. They made Harry Potter games. The first 3 were fucking awesome. The rest were literal dog shit. They made Harry Potter clothing, toys, pancake mix. They even made Harry Potter cologne that I wish they handed out for free at the midnight book releases. P.U. I'm just kidding. But not really. I saw the first Harry Potter film in theaters when I was 7 years old, and I immediately fell in love with it. I remember it was November when it came out, and it hadn't snowed yet that year, and it wasn't supposed to snow for like another week. But when me and my family walked out of the movie theater, it was fucking snowing, dude. And I freaked out because I thought it was magic. But looking back now, it was just a classic case of weathermen being wrong all the time. I then started reading the books after I saw the first movie, but then I realized video games and skateboarding existed. So I just did that instead while I waited for the rest of the movies to come out. And let me tell you, dude, I was a huge Harry Potter fan growing up. I played all the video games. Dude, I got sorted into my Hogwarts house on the original Harry Potter Flash website. I also did Hogwarts roleplay on Habbo Hotel, but I'm not gonna divulge any further details about that. I kept up with the Harry Potter franchise up until the last movie's 2011 release, and it felt cool watching the finale to the series that I grew up watching. Seeing the characters I grew up with also dealing with the same issues I was dealing with while becoming a young adult. I mean, not all the same issues, obviously. I mean, like evil Snake Man trying to kill you. Happens every teenager, man. And when the credits rolled on the final movie, that felt like a good time for me to leave Harry Potter in the past. But for other people, the love for Harry Potter persisted. The Hogwarts Express kept on chugging. Although the book series and main movie franchise came to an end, Harry Potter fans, also known as Potterheads, had no shortage in ways to keep the fandom alive. And look, there's nothing wrong with being a fan of a particular piece of media, but as I mentioned in my deep dive into Disney adults video that I made a couple of years ago, some people take things a little too far, and that's what we're going to talk about today on this deep dive into Potterheads. So with this video, I categorized everything by making my very own Potterhead iceberg. Icebergs are a way to categorize the tame, surface level stuff and gradually work your way deeper down the iceberg until you reach the super messed up stuff. And not to sound like the Titanic here, but before we get into the iceberg, I feel like I do need to address the transphobic elephant in the room, J.K. Rowling. I feel like I can't talk about Harry Potter without mentioning the many controversies surrounding the series author, J.K. Rowling. One of the tame criticisms of J.K. Rowling is how she, retroactively adds shit to the Harry Potter series. Like a couple years ago when she was like, oh yeah, Dumbledore is gay, by the way. Did I not say that? Did I not tell you guys that? Yeah, the last lines of the final book were actually supposed to be, the scar had not pained Harry for 19 years. All was well. Dumbledore was gay. But I ran out of time. That's the publishing business, but that's definitely not her biggest criticism. J.K. Rowling is what many refer to as a TERF, and I don't mean a fake patch of grass. TERF, T-E-R-F. trans exclusionary radical feminist, a person whose views on gender identity are considered hostile to transgender people or who opposes social and political policies designed to be inclusive of transgender people. So someone who's like, I'm all for equality, yeah, except fucking trans people. J.K. Rowling has posted many transphobic things on Twitter. You know, for example, 5 reasons for being worried about the new trans activism, and also claiming that the existence of trans people erases the lived reality of women globally. She even recently claimed that she would, quote unquote, happily go to jail for using someone's incorrect pronouns. Okay? Then go. Go to jail.
Mr. Electric, send her to Azkaban and have her bewitched immediately!
Also, dude, what the fuck does that mean, dude? What do you mean, J.K. Rowling? What? When would that ever happen? What are you in for? DUI. Huh, classic. Driving under the influence. Nah, someone told me their pronouns and I DUI. Didn't understand it. Okay, fine, I grabbed a cop's gun. And all of those transphobic comments are pretty crazy things to say, especially when the main themes in your 7 children's novels were love, acceptance, and belonging. You know, I'd like to believe, since JK's full name is Just Kidding, I assume, that these are all just fucked up jokes, but unfortunately, they're not. She's being serious. And following these statements, a ton of cast members of the Harry Potter films spoke out against her hateful rhetoric and distanced themselves from the franchise. And since then, the topic of separating the art from the artist is always prevalent when anybody is discussing anything related to Harry Potter. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you, what content you should or shouldn't consume. Unless it's my comedy special that premieres tonight, you absolutely should consume that. But when it comes to consuming Harry Potter content that directly supports J.K. Rowling monetarily, I don't know, maybe just don't do that. Life's fine without Harry Potter, It's the fucking same. If you really want to watch children go to school that bad, I don't know, dude. That's a whole other problem you got to deal with. Like, being a die-hard Potterhead pre-transphobia was already, like, a side-eye. But now, dude? That's not a fucking side-eye. That is what's more than, like, a back eye. Fully all the way around. This is me back-eyeing you. Criminal offensive back eye. Okay, sorry, I just feel like I couldn't really make a Harry Potter video without talking about that off the top. So, iceberg time. So this iceberg is 5 levels deep, and the Potterhead mania gets crazier the deeper we go. So the first level is casual Potterhead, watches the movies once a year, knows their Hogwarts house and their Patronus, possibly read the books once. And I feel like this is the majority of the Potterhead fandom. People who know everything about Harry Potter and how they would fit into the Harry Potter universe, but they don't really make it a part of their personality that much. I'd probably say this is the level I operated in when I was a kid. Dude, I remember getting sorted into Hufflepuff when I was a kid and having like a literal existential crisis because I wanted to get sorted into Ravenclaw. Thinking back, I think I fucking cried, which is so embarrassing. For those of you who don't know, there are 4 houses in Hogwarts where the students are sorted into, and each house is associated with certain traits. But to boil it down as simple as I can, Gryffindor is good guys, Slytherin's bad guys, Ravenclaw is smart people, Hufflepuff is everybody else. And it's fucked because, like, Gryffindor and Slytherin are opposite, right? Good guys, bad guys. So therefore, the other houses should be opposites of each other as well. And if Ravenclaw is smart, then Hufflepuff is... I guess that would mean they're... I don't know what the opposite of smart is. I'm a Hufflepuff. We're fucking stupid. I cried when I got sorted online, alone, in my computer room. If I had to do that in front of, like, thousands of kids, if I was an 11-year-old magic boy and I sat down and some fucking person put on a magic hat and he was like, dumbass, I'd fucking transfer to a public school immediately. And usually the people in the first category also know what their Patronus is. And a Patronus is like a sort of spectral animal that protects that person when they cast the spell Expecto Patronum. She expect my Patronum until I owe. And that was one thing I never liked in the movies. I'm realizing now the first part of this iceberg is just me making fun of the movies, but let me get it out of my system. I never liked the Patronus concept in the movies because, like, some kids' fucking Patronus was like a grizzly bear, and then another kid's would be like a rat. You're telling me both of those are gonna do the same amount of protecting? Fuck no, that's impossible. And you can't change your Patronus? Like, what if you just got like a super shitty one that doesn't help you at all? Oh my god, a Dementor! That's okay. I know the perfect spell. Expecto Patronum!
The fuck is that?
That's my Patronus. He's an early 2000s breakdancer.
I thought a Patronus was supposed to be an animal.
I'm an animal on the dance floor, brother.
Okay, well, I'm gonna kill you now.
Patronus, are you gonna do anything? Okay, let's move down one more level of the iceberg. The next level is genuine Potterhead. Watches the movies several times a year and they've read every book. They straight up bring butterbeer to a pre-drink and have their own wand. They have at least one Harry Potter tattoo. Join their college's Quidditch team. This is where it starts to get a little more gnarly. Once you get a Harry Potter tattoo, there's no going back, I'm afraid. And that's coming from someone with a fucking Gooby tattoo. I just remembered the actor who does the voice for Gooby was Robbie Coltrane, rest in peace. He also played Hagrid in the Harry Potter movies, so I kind of inadvertently have a Harry Potter tattoo. The Deathly Hallows tattoos are a staple, obviously. That design kind of lends itself to a tattoo, and I feel like J.K. Rowling knew that when she was cooking up that design. I'm going to create a design that is so simple. But some Harry Potter tattoos are a little more questionable, like this Harry Potter full leg piece. I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that you shouldn't go out on a limb there, okay? Lagrid. I also found a Harry Potter forehead tattoo of the number 7 with Harry Potter's face in the number. Absolutely fucking unhinged tattoo to get. It's called a forehead, not a 7 head. Must be a Hufflepuff. I assume she got the number 7 because that's how many books there are, but like, dude, could you imagine if J.K. Rowling, surprise, dropped an 8th book? This person would be fucked. But I think the most questionable Harry Potter tattoo to get is the Dark Mark tattoo. For those of you who don't know, there's a group of evil wizards who follow Lord Voldemort, and they're called Death Eaters. Their goal is to create a wizarding, pure blood ethno-state and kill anybody who isn't a pureblood. These Death Eaters all have a dark mark burned into their forearms to show their allegiance to this genocide. And people in real life get this dark mark tattooed. What the fuck? And look, you can say it's just fiction all you want, but the message is still the same. It's a genocide. It represents a genocide. If someone has a fucking swastika tattoo, they're not going to be like, oh, I just like the movie Inglourious Basterds. Obviously, I'm not saying anybody with a dark mark tattoo is a Nazi, but like out of all the things from Harry Potter to get tattooed, that's the thing you got? I'm giving you another back eye. But the last line of this level that I want to talk about is the college Quidditch team, because I had no idea that this was a real thing. In the Harry Potter series, there's a popular sport called Quidditch where everybody flies around on broomsticks and the chasers try to throw the quaffle through the hoops, and the keeper tries to block the quaffle from going in the hoops, and the whole time there's these beaters that try to bat away the bludgers that are flying around trying to hit everybody, and there's also these 2 seekers who try to fly around and catch a little magic ball called the golden snitch, because if they catch it, they win the game. If anybody said what I just said pre-Harry Potter, they'd be put in a fucking straitjacket, dude. Yeah, so there's a quaffle, bludgers, beaters, but believe it or not, Quidditch doesn't just exist in the wizarding world. It's also here now in the muggle world. The only difference is they just run with brooms between their legs instead of flying. And unlike the movie, they don't draw a crowd. Okay, sorry, that was mean. Slytherin moment. But the funniest thing about real life Quidditch is how they incorporate the golden snitch. I was really curious how they were going to do this because the golden snitch is a magic little flying ball that sort of zips around. So I had no idea how they were going to add that to the real life game. But this is how they do it.
Seeker's job is to catch the snitch, and the Seekers have to get the tennis ball without actually touching the snitch runner.
The Seekers have to go look for me out on campus.
Dude, some poor bastard dresses up in all gold, and the Seekers have to just hunt him down and find him somewhere on the campus and grab a tennis ball out of the weird sock that's hanging from his groin, and that's how they win the game. What the fuck? That might be the funniest thing I've ever seen. Just 2 dudes holding a broomstick between their legs running around a college campus like, where is it? Where the fuck is that son of a snitch? Like, do you try out to become a snitch? Like, how can't be the thing that you want it to be, right? Or maybe it is, I don't know. Like, I wonder who like the best snitch ever was. You know, that is a sports docu-series that I would watch front to back. Welcome back to Snitch, a golden story, where we learn about the trials and tribulations of Tyler, the best snitch the world of real-life Quidditch has ever seen. Tyler was the best snitch I've ever seen. Nobody could ever find him. I've been a seeker on my college's Quidditch team for 10 years. You've been in college for 10 years? Yeah. In the 4 years that Tyler played, he was never found. Nobody could ever find him on campus, not once. It's crazy, but sometimes I think he actually might be magic. Every sport has their greats. Michael Jordan, Tiger Woods, Mike Tyson. But I think another name needs to be added to that list. Tyler. And in a Snitch, a Golden Story exclusive, we've secured the very first on-camera interview with the Golden Snitch himself, Tyler. How are you able to elude every Quidditch player for all those years?
Oh, dude, it was so easy. All I had to do was go to the one place a Harry Potter fan will never go. A girl's bedroom.
Okay, sorry, we'll move down to the third level of the iceberg now. This is where things really start to kick up a notch. Harry Potter exists in every aspect of their life. They have Harry Potter-themed weddings, Harry Potter collections, clothing, and even name their children after Harry Potter characters. Weirdly obsessed with the actors in the movies, they go to the Wizarding World theme park any chance they get. This level of fandom, it's kind of like the Bully Maguire montage in Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 3, where Peter has like fully accepted the symbiote into his life and he's letting it like dictate how he behaves. And dude, I don't know what it is about millennials in fandoms, but you don't have to make your wedding based off of the thing you like. You could just have a wedding. Or two. I had two of them. Dude, and none of them were Harry Potter. And I know it's their wedding day. They can do whatever they want. I know that. Like, who am I to judge, right? But also, at the same time, let me be a hater for a second. Dude, straight up, if I got an invitation to a serious Harry Potter wedding, I am acting a fool. I'm showing up dressed as Moaning Myrtle, and during the whole ceremony, I'm gonna be in the back row like, don't invite me to a Harry Potter wedding, or else I might cast my Patronus at the reception. Also, the part where they have Harry Potter collections, I'm not saying that's bad. I've got a crazy, stupid collection of a bunch of nerdy-ass bullshit, so I can't make fun of anybody in that sense. But naming your child after a Harry Potter character? That I can make fun of. Dude, there are countless articles online giving examples of, like, Harry Potter names for babies. What are we doing? If you're naming your baby Lucius, or Severus, or Bunty? That is child abuse. And I am so serious. You are ruining that baby's life before it even takes its first breath, dude. Not even the actors in the movies would do that. And they were in the movies. Speaking of the actors, this is a good time to talk about the other line in this level, weirdly obsessed with the actors in the movies. Like how a Harry Potter fan legally changed his name to Lucius Malfoy and sent a letter to the actor Tom Felton, who plays Draco Malfoy, the son of Lucius Malfoy. And this Harry Potter fan who changed his name to Lucius wanted Tom to change his name to Draco Malfoy legally, so this new guy named Lucius Malfoy could legally adopt Tom Felton. That's so fucking weird. And also, I don't think it works like that. If some kid also has the last name Connor, can I just adopt him legally? Is that true? If it is, I am going to adopt every single Connor until I have acquired them all. It will be the biggest con of all time. And finally, I will be the true Connor. But the last line I put on this level of the iceberg is, they go to the Wizarding World theme park all the time. And the Wizarding World of Harry Potter at Universal Studios is actually what inspired me to make this video. Disney adults and Harry Potter adults, they're cut from the same cloth. They all take stuff just a little bit too far when it comes to the theme parks. And I've been to the Wizarding World before. I went in 2012 and I had a great time. But let me tell you, there is nowhere on earth less magical than Orlando, Florida. No matter how many British people in cloaks they put in that park, nothing will take my mind off of the fact that I have an ungodly amount of sweat in my ass crack and balls. In my balls. Fucking miserable, man. I was so hot, I was sweaty, I was thirsty. Actually, that reminds me, speaking of being thirsty, this video is sponsored by Air Up. Folks, if you've never heard of Air Up, you listen here. Air Up is a completely new and unique hydration experience. With Air Up, you can easily stay hydrated every single day with plain old regular tap water, while also experiencing a wide variety of delicious flavors without the sugars and additives, with the use of scent-based taste. I've always struggled with drinking my daily amount of water, but ever since I started using Air Up, I haven't missed a day. No, I feel better, I'm peeing more, but that's a good thing. And look, I know people are skeptical about Air Up. I was as well. But let me tell you, I got this basil lemon flavored flavor pod right now in my Air Up bottle, and all I have to do is pull up on the pod to activate it, and now it seriously tastes like I'm drinking water with fresh basil and lemon. But I'm only smelling it, dude. It's crazy. And the best way to try it for yourself is to try it for yourself. And now is the perfect time because it's the holiday season, dude. Now is the time to buy things for other people while also buying things for yourself because you might as well, right? So start your holiday shopping early and save up to 30% with their holiday bundles. But don't drag your feet because they're only there for a limited amount of time. So you gotta get them while you can. And seriously, one of the coolest parts about Air Up is letting my friends and family try it whenever they're at my house. And seriously, everybody I've seen try Air Up for the first time has been blown away by it. So click the link in my description to take advantage of these amazing promotions Air Up has going on right now and forever be remembered as the best gift giver in your entire family. Thank you so much to Air Up for sponsoring this video. Back to me. We were talking about the Harry Potter theme park. The rides were fun, other than the fact that I got a nosebleed on the Hippogriff ride. But that's only because I was on Accutane at the time, so I'm not going to blame Harry Potter for that. The people in this level of the iceberg probably also go to King's Cross Station in London on September 1st, where a huge crowd forms at 9 in the morning, because that's when they announce the train leaving for Hogwarts in the station. The train doesn't actually leave, because it doesn't exist, because Hogwarts isn't a real place. But holy shit, dude, look at how many goddamn people are there in that station. Imagine like rushing to catch your train because you have a really important job interview coming up, and when you finally get to the station, there's like thousands of people there, and they're all just like, Locomoto Apiro. Or even worse, dude, what if you were like an actual wizard trying to get to Hogwarts, but there was all these fucking people in the way, so you missed the train, so you gotta go steal your buddy's dad's flying car, and then you end up crashing the whip into the Whomping Willow. Then what? Then what? Sorry, back to the Harry Potter theme park really quick. I think Universal Studios is much better than any Disney park because they got Simpsons Land and I like drinking Duff beer. But still, dude, there's people who've had like guerrilla-style weddings in the wizarding world of Harry Potter when they're not allowed to do that there. And there's also people who go to this park every single day. And you know, I start judging this shit like crazy, and then I see a video like this, where it's someone crying the entire time they're at Harry Potter World because they're so happy. And then I feel like an asshole. Maybe being a Potterhead isn't so bad. If a piece of media can bring someone this much happiness, then maybe there's nothing wrong with it at all. Maybe we just need to accept some people... Oh, wait. Sorry, I just remembered the last level of the iceberg. Disregard what I was just saying. Let's keep going. The second last level we have is they genuinely believe Harry Potter is real. They write their own Harry Potter fan fictions. They call people muggles, unironically. Well into their 30s, but still waiting on a Hogwarts acceptance letter in the mail. Actually enjoys the Fantastic Beasts films? Question mark, question mark, question mark? The last line is the most egregious of all because that movie sucked. I watched it on a plane. I've never wanted to skydive so bad in my life. And this level of the iceberg is the point of no return for Potterheads. This is when the delusion fully consumes them and they genuinely believe that they are legitimate wizards. Like this. Let's look at this one Facebook post from Potterheads for Life. Harry Potter International Day. In memory of all those who died during the Hogwarts battle. Today is May 2nd, the day of the Battle of Hogwarts. The day that Harry, Ron, and Hermione snuck back into Hogwarts and destroyed the Horcruxes. The day that Harry finally defeated Voldemort. The day we could see the real courage and sacrifice. We will never forget everyone who fought in the war and all those who died. Fred Weasley, Nymphadora Tonks, Remus Lupin, Colin Creevey, Severus Snape, and many more. Let's raise our wands for those who fought and died. Remember, May 2nd, 1998. And these next comments are great. This is a fictional event. Please read another book. And that's from Carl Boom Boom. Carl Boom Boom. No, it's not. Carl Boom. Where'd I get the fucking Boom Boom from? Straight up can't read. I'm a Hufflepuff, man. We're fucking dumb. And then in response to Carl Boom Boom, Nathan says, Carl, you do realize that the Ministry of Magic modified all of the Muggles' memories so they would not remember this historic event, right? You do realize you had your memory erased by the Ministry of Magic, but even though me telling you that they did that sort of negates any effect that they had. Right? I totally get, submersing yourself into a piece of media, as a form of escapism and stuff. But like, it's wild to genuinely believe that Hogwarts exists, dude. I talked about this in my Internet's Most Absurd Lies video, but someone posted a video saying that they actually received an acceptance letter from Hogwarts. And they were being 100% serious. Like, there are people out there who genuinely think Harry Potter is real. And I don't think it's like funny or cute. At a certain level, it's like harmful, I think. And you'll agree after you read this. I found a Reddit post in r/Harry Potter that is super messed up. If it's real, I hope it's not. I hope I'm getting fucking pranked, but here it is. Since our daughter was 5 and my wife and I first started reading her the Harry Potter books, we have told her that she is a witch and that the wizarding world is real. She is almost 8, and as her questions have gotten deeper, we've kept building the illusion with more details about our family, genealogy, and its connection to book characters, stories about times we use magic, and the life and moral lessons we learned about it. She has processed many difficult subjects like racism, climate change, and even the coronavirus through this lens. Before other parents judge or lecture, we know it's gaslighting and that eventually she'll be disappointed and have trust issues with us when she learns the truth. We justify it that we are adding magic to her childhood and giving her motivation to reach her full magical potential, since she needs to study hard to be accepted to Hogwarts. We've asked serious questions of her teachers, and they think it's more awesome and creative than damaging. At the very worst case, my take is that it's analogous to children being raised to believe that traditional religious stories are true, and that when the truth hits, it will teach her to ask critical questions and not accept everything she hears or reads at face value. Just absolutely diabolical parenting. This is literally a villain origin story for this child. This is how Voldemorts are made. When this kid actually finds out magic isn't real, they're going to be so angry and betrayed, they're going to be like, and then nothing's going to happen because magic isn't real. Bruh. Also, to compare it to religion and frame it as like a weird lesson to never take things at face value, dude, what a fucking terrible lesson for your child. You're dumb for believing us. We're your parents. You should never believe a word we tell you. Got it? Okay. We love you. This is like a modern version of Plato's allegory of the cave. But instead of an allegory, it's just someone's life. This is like being the last kid that believes in Santa, but a million times worse. Like, I feel like this could escalate to something like really dangerous. Hey Dad, up here! Check it out! Oh my god, what are you doing up there? Get down, right now! No, it's okay, Dad, I'm gonna fly, just like you told me. Here we go! Hey, whoa, don't, oh my god! I can't watch! Oh my gosh, I can see everything from up here. Oh my god, you're flying! You're really flying! You are a wizard! No, I think I died when I hit the ground. I'm going to heaven. Yeah. Bye. Looks like I'm gonna be in the doghouse. And I think the Potterheads at this level take their Hogwarts houses way too seriously as well. I've seen a lot of posts where people will put their like Hogwarts house in their like Tinder and Hinge bios, which I don't know what would compel you to do that. But I also found a YouTube video titled, "These Harry Potter YouTubers have something to say." When I saw that, I was like, damn dude, this is gonna be some hard-hitting shit. This is gonna be some serious stuff they're covering. Let's see what they have to say.
One thing that really annoys me about being in Slytherin is that people think we are all bad. Just because we are in Slytherin does not make us bad people.
Our house mascot is a blimmin' eagle. It is not a raven.
Be called a fake fan from being in Gryffindor because people always assume that you're in Gryffindor house because Harry, Ron and Hermione are in Gryffindor.
I think other houses are favorited over Hufflepuff because if you're a Hufflepuff then you're weak or you can't do this or you can't do that.
One thing that really annoys me is when I say I'm in the Slytherin house, people think it means I'm in the house of Voldemort.
The stereotypical image of us is asking for more homework. Who even asks for more homework?
Hufflepuffs are often the butt of jokes. I don't think anyone has heard more jokes about any other house at Hufflepuff.
We are so misunderstood and it drives me insane.
Dude, none of that is real. It's so fucking funny, dude, to make an emotional video where you all like defend yourselves from the people who criticize the arbitrary labels you've given to yourself. Guys, like if being in a Hogwarts house is this sad and confusing and misrepresentative of what you are, stop. Stop it. Stop labeling yourself as that, dude. Gryffindors aren't just brave and courageous. We're also cool and have a lot of money. The Potterheads at this level of the iceberg will do anything to insert themselves into the Harry Potter universe. And what's the best way to do that? fan fiction. I want to start off by saying there's nothing wrong with writing fan fiction. There are a lot of great fan fictions that are comparable to the source material in terms of quality. Like, for example, a fan fiction titled All the Young Dudes, fan fiction set in the Harry Potter universe that is over 500,000 words long, and it's also created an entire fan base of its own, centered around the older characters in the series' lives as young adults. With any fandom, there's good fan fiction and there's questionable fan fiction. Guys, I could have made an entire video strictly about Harry Potter fan fiction, but I've picked one to take a quick look at. I found a short story titled Harry Potter and the Tumbling Towers. It takes place on September 11th, 2001, and it's about Hermione rushing to New York to save Ron when she finds out about the 9/11 attacks. I'll read a few excerpts. 11th September 2001. Just as she was placing a piece of bread in the toaster, the voice of the newscaster on the television caused her to suddenly drop her cup, which shattered at her feet. We've just received breaking news from the US. Only moments ago, Flight 11 crashed into the North Tower of the World Trade Center. The plane had departed from Portland, Maine, and was scheduled to land in Boston, Massachusetts. American sources say this sudden event could possibly be a terrorist attack. So many thoughts were rushing through her head, making her weak in the knees and forcing her to sit down in the nearest chair. Ron was in New York. He had told her that he would be underground most of the time, but not all the time. Why hadn't she asked for more information? What if Ron had been above ground when the plane hit? What if, for whatever reason, he had been the North Tower when it had hit? Spoiler alert, they both escaped the collapse of the Twin Towers. But here's another little paragraph. 11th September 2001, 9:59 a.m. So why were you by the World Trade Center? Asked Hermione weakly, her anguish-filled eyes searching his. Well, we've planted some spies throughout the city above ground to see if they could find where the Death Eaters were. A few days ago, one of them came back and reported that he had spotted a few Death Eaters in an alleyway by the Twin Towers. When the first plane hit, I was already above ground. But shortly after the second plane hit, I saw you outside the South Tower. I had no idea why you would be here, or if it was even possible for you to be here, but I knew it was you, even from the back. Okay, dude, this rocks. Okay? I know they just announced that they're rebooting the Harry Potter series as a television show. Please include this. I need an entire movie about Harry, Ron, and Hermione tracking down the people responsible for the 9/11 attacks, dude. Dude, at one point in the movie, Harry is just like, Osama bin Laden! Holy shit. Think of all like the Fred and George twin jokes they could make in it too. Please, J.K. Rowling, please include that. We'll forgive you if you do that. We won't, but please do it anyway. Okay, holy shit. We've covered a lot of ground so far, and I appreciate you watching if you're still here. And now it's time to talk about the final level of the Potterhead iceberg. And I know what you're thinking. We just talked about a Harry Potter 9/11 fanfiction. Can it get any crazier than that? Yes. Yes, it can. In this final level, I put 3 words. Snape wives, shifting, Draco talk. These are 3 different sub-communities within the Harry Potter fandom that are truly bonkers to me, and I seriously cannot believe that they're real. First up, Snape wives. Strange Aeons made a really great in-depth video about this community, so if you want like a deep dive into that community specifically, go check out that video after this video. But here's a definition. The Snape wives, also known as Snapists, are a group of women in Harry Potter fandom who believe that they channel Severus Snape, allow his spirit to inhabit their bodies and speak to him, are engaged in romantic relationships with him, and see him as a vital spiritual guide for their daily lives. They practice Snape, a new religious movement centered on Snape. They believe Severus Snape is not simply a character in the Harry Potter books, but an omniscient and immortal deity, and in fact believe that the books were written because J.K. Rowling was channeling Snape. I should say that the Snape wives community doesn't really exist anymore, at least not publicly. They were most active in 2006 on LiveJournal, but these middle-aged women would Photoshop pictures of themselves with Professor Snape, and they'd all take turns marrying him and talking to him, and even going as far as worshiping him as like a godlike being. Professor Snape, like the potions instructor from the books. The Snape wives also believed that Snape was always watching over them. Here's a little excerpt from one of the Snape wives' live journal about her encounters with Snape. In a dramatic tale, he took away a hairband from her and later returned it. Rose recounts tossing her hairband on the floor and being unable to locate it afterwards. lives. She realized, my darling was teaching me not to throw. Thank you, darling. Yeah, you lost something and then you found it again. Must have been Snape. Dude, this is such an interesting way to go through life. When anything remotely strange happens to you, you just automatically assume it's the work of some otherworldly, all-powerful entity that has control over everything. Oh, wait. Sorry, a lot of people live their lives that way. But who knows, man? Miracles can occur. Maybe every good thing that has happened to us throughout all of history is because of Severus Snape from the Harry Potter franchise. Here's another example. Snape seems to be particularly useful during burglaries. One of Tanya's non-specified friends was aided by him in such an event. She was being robbed and Severus shoved her down and caused the lights to go out. She said she clearly heard his voice telling her to stay down. Unfortunately, Tanya was robbed at work when she failed to heed Snape's advice about not opening the door late at night. In a more fortunate scenario, Tanya was saved by Snape when she was home alone in the early hours of the morning. She heard him scream, "Girl, get up and get a knife now!" I love picturing Snape as like a slightly annoyed drag queen. Girl, get up and get a knife now. And don't fuck it up. But Snape also apparently made his presence known in the physical world pretty frequently. Snape makes his presence in the physical world known in a variety of subtle ways, including through the weather. On January 9th, Tanya looked at her window after being commanded to by Snape. She saw an S shape in the form of fog on the glass. She later found out that Snape's birthday is on January 9th. Strange S-shapes continued to appear in unexpected places after this event. For example, in a vivid recount of March 15th, 2008, Tanya conveyed her excitement of a day spent with Snape's presence. She received a variety of signs from him, such as a string from her carpet forming the letter S. Conchita looked out of a bus window upon a nearly cloudless sky and saw an S formation there also. She kept looking at the cloud S until it vanished, making her miss her stop by some distance. Dude, if a bunch of S's means that Snape is around, these women would have freaked the fuck out if they saw my 3rd grade notebook. I drew that cool looking S a million times a day. Dude, imagine like a Snape wife going to the zoo and seeing like a snake enclosure. Oh, cool, a python. Oh my god, that's so many. As weird as it is to start a religion based off a fictional character, it's not the first time that it's been done, so, you know, I can't really make fun of it, I guess. And it seemed to bring these women a bunch of joy. So I'm officially converting, okay? I'm a Snape husband now. You hear that, Snape? I got a half-blood prince right here for you, bro. Okay, the next section of the final level is shifting. I'm not going to spend too much time on this because I already made a whole podcast episode about this, and I also talked about it in my Internet's Most Absurd Lies video. But TLDR, there are people out there who claim to have the ability to shift to a reality where Hogwarts is real and they live out their lives as a Hogwarts student, often spending months at a time in their alternate reality. If you're there for that long, I don't think it's shifting anymore, okay? Shift? More like caps lock? Because why would you shift for months when you could just press caps lock? And also they're capping. And the last part of the iceberg that we're going to talk about is a little community on TikTok called Draco Talk. And this community highlights the biggest issue I've seen with the fandom. Draco Talk is a community of people either cosplaying as Draco Malfoy or thirsting over the character of Draco Malfoy. You know, some are weird, some are cringe, but some are just terrible. Super funny thing to say when you dress up in a maid outfit. I'm gonna tell my dad. Also, here's this great video of what it's like to be in a 7-year relationship with Draco Malfoy. Yay. Seems like he doesn't like you that much. Ladies, don't settle, okay? Wait until you find a man who takes 5 years to hold your hand. And look, you can do whatever you want on TikTok. You can make whatever content that you want to make. But my issue is with the thirst trap edits. More specifically, my issue is with adults on TikTok thirsting over a character who's like at the oldest 17. Some of these videos, the character of Draco Malfoy is like 13 years old, dude. And there's people in their 20s making like romance edits of them. What the fuck? Don't do that, obviously, right? Azkaban. Go to Azkaban. And it's not just with Draco Malfoy either. Dude, his name is Harry, not Harry, okay? Harry Potter is a little boy. What are you fucking doing, dude? What's next? A fucking Tommy Pickles thirst trap? You do a fucking Caillou striptease? Like, this is fucking weird, right? This is a kid's fantasy novel series. What is happening? I know this is a very small percentage of the fandom, but it's still happening and it's fucking gross. These characters should not be sexualized at all, but it happens more than it should. Like this Reddit exchange, for example. As a Snamione shipper, this scene is pure gold, too. A Snamione shipper. If you didn't catch that, that's Snape and Hermione. In the 6th book, Hermione is 16. And in the same book, Snape is 38. Bro, what the hell, dude? At least now we know what the S that was shown to all the Snape wives stands for. Statutory. Okay, that concludes my Potterhead iceberg, but it would feel wrong to end this video without hearing what it's like to be a Potterhead from an actual Potterhead. I gotta hear it from the hippogriff's mouth. I reached out to a ton of Harry Potter content creators, and they pretty much all declined or just didn't respond, which is fine. You know, they're probably busy sweating their balls off in Orlando, Florida. But the more I thought about it, the more I figured the Potterhead I talked to should be a fan who is trying to make Harry Potter more inclusive and LGBTQ plus friendly. And in my research, I found a not-for-profit fan-made web series called The Rise of the Order that puts the LGBTQI plus community at the forefront. I reached out to their team and was connected with Ash, the actor playing young Remus Lupin in the film. So here's my interview with a Potterhead. Enjoy. Okay, welcome everybody to Hogwarts Radio. We're just waiting for our guest today in the studio, Ash, to appear in this magical picture frame. Also, one announcement I've been told to make to the owner of a brown Nimbus 2000. Your broom is currently being towed, and by towed I mean it's been turned into a toad. So I'm sorry about that. Oh, looks like our guest is here. Okay, wow, looks like our guest Ash is materializing right in front of us.
Hello.
Yeah, you have to do that with your hands for the spell to work.
It wouldn't work otherwise. Some say that wizards need wands. I just need jazz hands.
Yeah, you have 10 little wands.
I have 10 little wands.
Thank you so much for coming on and talking to me. I've been yapping over here for a while about Potterheads without really getting a nice insider opinion, so I appreciate it. Do you want to just introduce yourself really quick?
I'm Ash, and I play Remus Lupin in The Rise of the Order, which is a Marauders fan film. I don't know if you've talked on it already, but the Marauders is kind of like a little subsection of Potterheads, but it's kind of a bit separated as well. So it's more the generation before Harry Potter.
Okay, great. We'll talk about that a little bit later. Ash, would you describe yourself as a Potterhead?
I think I used to definitely say Potterhead more. Now I just say I'm a Marauders fan. But
gotcha.
I definitely, I love the world of Harry Potter. So that's kind of a fit the criteria.
So what was it about, the Harry Potter franchise that originally, was appealing to you?
I think, so obviously Harry Potter's been kind of something that was there since my childhood, and it was just this magical world. It was one of the first book series I read, and I fell in love like most people do with Harry Potter. It's just such a you can kind of see yourself there, you know. As I've grown older, the reason that I've stuck with this magical world is that I've found places in the fandom that I can see more representation that isn't just this little tight thing that you find in the actual books.
So yeah, obviously what I wanted to touch on, it's pretty crazy because I feel like now it's saying in the movies and books, it's you can't say Voldemort, right? You can't say his name and shit, right?
Yeah.
But now I feel like it's gotten to you can't say J.K. Rowling anymore. Nobody wants to she has become...
No one wants to speak the devil's name.
She has become the villain. With all of her transphobic turf shit, it's it's gotten really, I feel like it's gotten really weird and difficult for Harry Potter fans. Do you think there is a way for people to be a Potterhead today while also disagreeing with what J.K. Rowling stands for?
Yeah, I definitely think though. So fuck, sorry.
Sorry, I was casting a mumbling spell on you.
I think it really depends on you've got to do it right. You can't just ignore it. You can't just pretend that there isn't the history behind J.K. Rowling, and that's actually a present thing happening today, is that she is actively against trans people and supporting anti-trans groups and stuff. So I think it's not something that can be ignored. But there is a right way to do it. I make it very vocal that I don't support her views, but it's not only that I don't support her views, I also don't support her like money-wise anymore. I don't fund anything that I know is going to go into her pockets, and just making sure that if you have a platform where you're engaging in Harry Potter related things, you're making it clear that you don't support those views.
Okay, yeah, and I guess that it's true. It's like with how big Harry Potter has gotten, I guess it's so easy to find people who make their own like custom like Harry Potter merch too, and it's probably better than the official shit anyway. So
exactly, like supporting small businesses that like have their own merchandise that's not official is great, and that's what I personally do.
I want to touch back on what you mentioned earlier. You're playing young Remus
Lupin
in a series called The Rise of the Order.
Mm-hmm.
We can talk about that for a little bit. What's like the overall goal with that project?
Yeah, so The Rise of the Order is the main goal is to kind of show this world of Harry Potter with representation that we didn't get to see as kids. So we've got diverse range of cast, like in terms of LGBTQ spec, different ethnicities, like it's just a very wide range of a cast where we're representing characters that we wish we had seen when we were a kid as well. It's a not-for-profit because obviously if it was, then we would have to give money to J.K. Rowling. So we're very much, we are very openly against her views. We have it all on our website and it's, yeah.
Cool. So do you have like a release date in mind yet, or?
Yeah, so I think it'll be next year sometime. We're hoping for early next year, like first quarter, but not sure exactly yet. The release date's not out.
Cool. And that will just be like on YouTube or like on the website?
Yeah.
Or
YouTube.
Okay, awesome. Go fucking follow them. Go check it out. Go support money not going to JK. Ash, thank you again for taking the time to talk to me. And if there's any final message you want to give out to Hogwarts Radio, because that's what I said at the beginning. That's where we are.
Just be yourself and don't let people who have positions of power because of content that they've made, don't let them define you. Separate yourself from that and live your truth.
Hell yeah.
I know that was deep.
Thanks again, Ash.
Goodbye.
Oh yeah, there you go. Whoa. Holy shit. All right, it seems someone may have cast a haircut spell on me. Well, folks, that concludes our deep dive into Potterheads. As long as this video is, I feel like it easily could have been twice as long. Trust me, I really tried to condense it to the most interesting stuff that I found. In conclusion, I think the Harry Potter fandom is in a really interesting spot right now. The main movie series has been done for over 10 years now, and any attempt at a new movie in the Harry Potter franchise has been a flop. All that paired with the fact that the author is a proud transphobe, I honestly think we've seen the peak of the fandom. And I think when it comes to separating the art from the artist, like what Ash said, there are ways to continue being a Potterhead without supporting J.K. Rowling. And after talking with Ash and learning about, projects like The Rise of the Order, it made me feel good about just the future in general. This group of young people had this huge amount of love for this franchise that they no longer felt safe or accepted in. So they were just like, fuck it, we'll do it ourselves.
We'll do it live! Fuck it! Fucking thing sucks!
And that's fucking badass, dude. And I think it's like an extra slap in the face to J.K. Rowling because that's literally a plot to one of the Harry Potter novels. In the Order of the Phoenix, everyone's trying to like control the students and all their opinions are being ignored and invalidated. So the Hogwarts students all say, fuck it, we'll just do it ourselves.
Fucking thing sucks!
And it's just so weird because obviously I can't deny the positive effect the Harry Potter franchise had on my life growing up. And although it's difficult to navigate being a Potterhead today, it will never be as difficult as navigating King's Cross Station on September 1st. But all jokes aside, Potterheads may seem cringy or weird from an outsider's perspective, but if you try to empathize with them, and if you look hard enough, you might see the letter S. And that means Snape is looking after you.
Turn to page 394.
Okay, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, please press the like button. Leave a comment. Let me know what you thought of this video. Let me know what you think about being a Potterhead today, and also buy my comedy special for crying out loud. Seriously, it's super funny. It premieres tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern, but if you can't get there tonight at 8 p.m., it's all good. It'll be available to buy and stream until November 24th. But I'll be there in the chat tonight at 8 p.m., so I will see you there. It's going to be so much fun. I hope you enjoy it. If not, sorry. Okay, I would stick around, but unfortunately, you gotta go buy my special. See ya.
It's time!
Folks, 2 years ago, I made a video called Barbie vs. Bratz, where I pitted two, is it pitted? Or I pit two, Pat. Is it Pat? I made two plastic doll movies, battle it out with each other, see which one was better, and you guys really liked it. So the year after, I made Barbie vs. Bratz 2, and you guys really liked that one as well. If you didn't see that one, I ended Barbie vs. Bratz 2 with this. I'll just have to wait for the live-action Barbie movie to come out, so I can pit that one against the live-action Bratz movie. That'll be the finale. It was a long wait, and I apologize for that. I wanted to make this video sooner, but the SAG-AFTRA strike was going on, and I didn't know the rules of stuff, and I didn't want to talk about it, in solidarity. But a few weeks ago, SAG-AFTRA did their best impression of a guy closing down a bowling alley and said, no more strikes. So the time has come to finally finish the Barbie vs. Bratz trilogy on my channel. It's time for Barbie vs. Bratz live action. And if you don't know, the score is all tied up after the first two videos. So whoever wins this one takes the cake. All right, enough yapping. Let's get into it. First up, the live-action Bratz movie. The live-action Bratz movie released in 2007 in order to capitalize on the popularity of the dolls and the animated films. It was not received well by critics or anyone, really. It did somehow score 5 award nominations, though, so that's pretty good. It was up for Worst Picture, Worst Actress, Worst Supporting Actor, Worst Screen Couple, and Worst Remake or Ripoff. They fortunately lost all of these awards to the film I Know Who Killed Me, starring Lindsay Lohan, which sounds insane from what I've read, so friggin' subscribe if you want me to talk about that movie. Do it right now. The live-action Bratz movie acts as sort of like an origin story of the Bratz, and it follows Sasha, Yasmin, Jade, and Chloe as they try to navigate their first few years of high school. This had a full-on theatrical release, and the people behind it had like a lot of faith in this movie. The actors were already mentioning a sequel that was in the works during their press tour.
Well, Bratz 2
yeah,
is
Bratz 2, there's gonna be a Bratz 2, they're writing it right now.
Due to the film's lackluster performance at the box office, that sequel never came to fruition. But I'll let you be the judge on whether or not this movie deserves a sequel. Is Kylie in every single Baby Geniuses movie? I can't escape those fucking movies, man. And her godfather in real life is John Voight. So fingers crossed, I really hope he isn't in this movie either. And oh my god damn it, of course. And in Comic Sans, nonetheless. Kick me while I'm down. This is where we learn a little bit more about each Brat's life. I should say really quick, they don't refer to themselves as Brats. Well, later it kind of happens, but just know that when I'm referring to them as Brats, they don't really do that yet. Or, okay, you'll see later. So the first Brat, Yasmin, we meet her little brother who's obsessed with his looks, and then we meet the rest of her family. And according to the Bratz wiki, Yasmin is alive. So that's good, I guess. Why do they have to put that? Are there dead ones? He's super fucked up. Yeah, I bought a Bratz doll, but he fucking died. But the wiki also says that Yasmin is Hispanic. So let's see how the movie portrays that aspect of her character. Okay, cool. So they're like a diverse friend group, and they all have different like hobbies, passions, and stuff, which is bad news. Time a group of friends liked different shit. I find that hard to believe. And if you could just choose what clique you're gonna go into the first day, I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna be a popular kid. How about that? I'm popular. Put me with them. I'm popular. And also, I'll say it.
I'm about to say it.
If this is a Bratz movie, make the characters look like Bratz. Give them fucking huge heads, big creepy ass eyeballs, dude. Them showing up and like the entire school being confused, that would make way more sense if they look like that. Whoa, is that the new guy? Yeah, that's him. He's so cool. Hey guys, sorry, my head is so heavy. So all the girls start going to their classes, but this is where we meet Jade's love interest, Dexter, played by none other than a young Chet Hanks.
Big up the whole island, massive, it's your boy Chetana, coming straight from the Golden Globe.
This was filmed before he converted to Jamaican, but it's still pretty cool to see what Chet Hanks is up to when it isn't the white boy summertime.
Old boy, it's a white boy summer.
There's then a montage of all the girls, but like their life. 2 years. Yeah, they stopped talking for 2 years because they didn't eat lunch together once. Hey guys, sorry to break it to you, but I don't think you guys are really that close of friends if all it took was one lunch apart from each other for your entire group to crumble. So all the girls are now stuck in their respective cliques, except for Yasmin. She's kind of a loner now, probably because people found out how mean she was to that deaf guy. And the grand prize is a scholarship to the school of their choice.
Isn't that amazing?
Also, correct me if I'm wrong, because my high school didn't have any, like, class president, or maybe it did, I just wasn't paying attention, but I thought the student body president had to be a senior. If Meredith was the senior president 2 years ago, and is still the senior president now, I think she might be a little old to be the president, right? But hey, this does take place in America.
That was an intelligent joke.
We now cut back to Dylan. He's playing the piano in the music room, but gets frustrated because he can't hear very well. I don't know if you picked up on that. Pretty subtle.
I'm deaf.
And this is when the music teacher walks in.
Dylan, you've been holding out on it.
Huh?
All this time, I thought you were just some cool jock.
Okay, dude. All this time, I thought you were just some cool, swagged out jock. Turns out you're goated as well. And obviously, deafness, it's obviously on a spectrum like everything else. But the thing that just kind of bugs me is like, this character's entire arc revolves around him being deaf.
What are you talking about? I can't hear.
While also being able to read lips perfectly, which is like almost impossible to do. And he's also able to easily communicate with everybody around him with zero issues ever.
You want to learn a few tricks?
Yeah.
That doesn't give us anything like Sorry. Try to speed through the rest of this fucking movie because we still have a whole other movie to talk about. So here we go. We cut to a scene with Yasmin singing in the music room when Dylan walks up.
Also, really quick, before I show you this clip, so this actor isn't deaf, and he's doing like a voice to like sound like a deaf guy, and the voice that he landed on is pretty wild. I don't know what he was going for, but it kind of sounds like he's like inhaling helium.
Didn't exactly hear your voice. I felt your voice.
Yeah, super weird.
Your singing's amazing.
Seriously? I understand. I mean...
I can't hear, but I heard you.
Okay.
Here. Sing something.
Okay. Sorry to nitpick here, but if you're singing with the microphone that close to the speaker, there's gonna be so much fucking feedback. Boy, your voice feels so strong. How are you hitting that note for so long? I'm bleeding. We then cut to Meredith's birthday party where she is singing a song called Fabulous.
I'm fabulous.
Sound familiar?
I'm on fabulous.
Dude, I can't imagine what it was like for the producers of this movie to put out a film for teens that features a song called Fabulous on August 3rd, 2007, and then exactly 14 days later, High School Musical 2, the film for teens, is released, featuring a song called Fabulous, and absolutely blew it out of the water in terms of popularity and cultural relevance.
Troy, what do you think?
Also, sing just as well as you, I'd be so fucking pissed. The brats kiss the cheeks of the guys they like, except for Sasha. She doesn't get a boyfriend. They win the scholarship and give it to Chloe because she doesn't have any money. And then they're asked by MTV to perform at their next red carpet premiere. In conclusion, I feel like the live action Bratz movie didn't really have anything to do with the Bratz dolls and overall lore. Like the animated Bratz movies feature the Bratz traveling the world and getting into crazy, unbelievable situations. And I think that would have been cool to see in live action. But in reality, this movie could have just been called Clicks. Like I feel like they just already had this script and grabbed the Bratz name just to like get people to watch it, you know? So I think I'm gonna give the live action Bratz movie a 5 out of 10. All right, now it's time to watch the friggin' shitty ass live action Barbie movie.
Shit.
Okay, we've got a problem. I think you all know who would win between the cheesy live-action Bratz movie released in 2007 and the brand new Barbie movie featuring Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling, and was also directed by Greta Gerwig. Bratz doesn't stand a chance, dude. And what would I even say about the Barbie movie? Ugh, it's good. The only thing I could make fun of is like the blatant Chevrolet product placement in the Barbie movie, but even that's not a big deal. You know, you gotta fund your production somehow, right? And that reminds me, let's hear a word from today's sponsor.
This video is sponsored by the Pokemon Company International. Yeah, you heard me, dude. That's right. This is literally a friggin' dream come true. This video is sponsored by the Pokemon Company International. Folks, it's that time of year, and Pokemon Pokemon Unite is bringing you to a winter wonderland. Do not miss your chance to snag the one and only Meowscarada for free, engage in a frosty battle in the limited time game mode, and also unwrap your free daily gifts, dude. I've been having so much fun playing Pokemon Unite, and I cannot wait to play with Meowscarada because there's so many possibilities with its myriad of playstyles and different combos. And just take a look at these animations. I mean, come on, dude. Are you kidding me? Incredible. If you're down for some festive fun and a little bit of a challenge as well, give the Snowball Battle Game mode a try. If your Pokemon's HP drops to 0, you'll transform into a snowman right on the spot. Gather lights by playing and unlock some Sugar Plum holiday rewards by lighting up the Aeos tree. And that sounds like a lot, but that's not it. There's so much more holiday fun
He works at because this is a kids movie from the early 2000s.
I miss Casey's game again.
And there's two types of dads in these movies. It's either dad number 1, the sports dad forcing their kid to play a certain sport, so later in the movie the kid can be like, I'm not throwing away my dream, Dad. I'm throwing away yours.
Throwing away your dream. Oh, Dad, throwing away yours. Oh my God.
Or dad number 2, the busy business dad who never shows up to the sports games, but ultimately saves their kid's life when they fall off of a building because he got accidentally dressed up as Turbo Man.
Thanks, Turbo Man. I knew you'd save me.
You can always count on me.
You gotta have one or the other. You gotta pick your poison, bitch. So this is where we meet Betty for a relationship, and here's why.
She's only been here 6 months. Already she wants to cook for you.
Drew's great. I'm just not ready.
You've been saying that for 2 years. You know, you need to loosen up, have some fun again. Karen would have wanted you to move on.
So yeah, Casey's mom passed away 2 years ago, and since then, Ben has just been like burying himself in his work in order to, keep his mind off of it. We then immediately cut to Casey researching a resurrection spell on her computer in order to bring back her dead mom.
Looking to bring back a lost soul? Try Holocaust Books of the Dead.
Again, girls and their microchips, man. She stumbles upon a book that is for sale at a bookstore close to her house that claims to have the ability to bring someone back to life. And let me just say, I am 4 minutes into this movie, and I am already way more emotionally invested into these characters than I was to any character in the Bratz movie. Dude, a little girl looking up a resurrection spell on the internet to bring back her dead mom? Are you fucking kidding me, dude? That is heartbreaking.
Does everything happen for a reason?
Sometimes things just happen, sweetheart.
Like, oh my God, dude, that's so sad. The next day, Casey is on her way to the bookstore, and this is when we find out that it's not just the dad who changed when the mom died. Apparently, Casey is totally different now, too. She used to be a girly girl who would go to the mall with her friends, but she can't do that anymore because malls are for girls with moms, I guess. So now she's like a tomboy who plays football, which is actually pretty nice when you think about it. Maybe she's doing it like as an homage to her mom. Because, her mom also reached the end zone. And this part is pretty crazy, so I'll try my best to recap it. Casey needs to place one of her mom's hairs in the pentagram, so she grabs her old hairbrush and places it in the middle. She's then interrupted by Drew, so she hides the pentagram. Drew then starts touching shit, and then a bunch of stuff falls on top of the ritual site, including Eve. Casey then packs it all up and leaves for a moment. Drew decides to brush Eve's hair with Casey's dead mom's hairbrush, which leaves some of Eve's hair on the brush. So when Casey comes back to finish the ritual, the brush now has Eve's hair in it, so it brings Eve to life instead of Casey's mom. Casey's mom is gonna stay dead. Now, I have a few questions about this. It's not like using a half plastic, half fleshy being with 4 arms and 4 legs and the memories of her mom but the face of Tyra Banks. The other thing that doesn't make sense, this is a resurrection spell. She resa my erection till I spell. This spell should only bring someone back from the dead. Why the fuck did it bring Eve to life? The implications of that are terrifying. That would mean Eve is dead, which would then mean every doll used to be a living, breathing person, which would mean there's like a colony somewhere of little women, and companies are stealing them and like taxidermying them also and selling them to little girls. That's fucked up, dude. And also, dude, if that's true, Greta Gerwig made 2 movies about little women. But anyway, the next morning, Casey wakes up and a real-life Eve is laying beside her in her bed. Casey starts freaking out, but Eve is pretty excited about this.
You can't be.
I'm Eve.
Casey starts reading the book a little bit more, and she finds out that the spell becomes permanent upon the setting sun of the 4th day. And then she finds out, in order to reverse any of the spells, she needs to buy volume 2 of the book.
To reverse spells, see volume 2 of the Book of Awakenings. Volume 2?
Pretty fucked up. I didn't know upselling and capitalism existed even in witchcraft.
I'm so dead now. If Dad finds out what happened, he'll really send me back to that shrink.
Considering your current problem, I think a shrink is exactly what you need. Sorry. They head over to the bookstore to get volume 2, and Eve is freaking out about everything because she's never seen any of this real life shit. She's a doll.
I can smell.
They end up getting chased by the bookstore owner, and Casey almost gets hit by a truck. But Eve saves her life by serving face to the driver. Ben sees all of this go down, and he thanks Eve for saving Casey's life.
I'm Ben Stewart.
Are all the men here as handsome as you are?
Okay, so I gotta talk about this really quick because this movie uses a trope that I learned about from a pop culture detective video essay a couple of years ago. And now I see the trope like very frequently, and it creeps me out every time. And this trope is called Born Sexy Yesterday, and it is insane how frequent it appears in movies. The video essay explains it much better than I will, but it's usually a trope that exists in like sci-fi films. Basically when there's an attractive adult woman character who is either a robot or an alien or some other foreign sentient being who is either created or shipwrecked or transported from another world. So this adult woman is experiencing our world in an innocent, naive, childlike way while also being a fully grown woman who is often hypersexualized. And the trope appeals to men, obviously, like everything else, because if you're like a shit guy and you met a beautiful woman who's never met any other man before, you're automatically going to be seen as the smartest, most handsome man they've ever seen, because you're the first one they've ever seen. And Life Size doesn't abuse this trope as bad as a movie like The Fifth Element does, where the female character literally talks like a baby.
Bada big boom. Big boom.
Yeah, big bada boom.
Bada boom.
Big boom. Big bada boom.
And then Bruce Willis is like, she's the perfect woman. Perfect. But it's still a little weird to see the trope in this film. Pretty much the best way to describe the Born Sexy Yesterday trope is that clip of Fred Armisen in the one episode of Broad City.
I'm sorry. I'm a little baby. I'm a baby. I have no money.
Okay, back to the movie. They bring Eve to the mall to repay her for saving Casey's life, and then we get a classic early 2000s trying clothes on montage. They then go get dinner when Eve starts thirsting over Ben.
You are the most interesting man that I have ever met.
Like I said earlier, he's the first guy she's ever met, so of course she's gonna think that way. Also, dude, in terms of one of your toys coming to life, I feel like this isn't that bad. This might be the one aspect of life where dudes would have it harder. I'm sorry, because I was a stereotypical, like, young boy growing up, and this got me thinking, like, what would happen if one of my action figures came to life one day?
Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us.
Finish it! Finish it!
It would kind of be something like that. So Casey then tells her dad that Eve is a doll come to life, but obviously he doesn't believe it.
Dad, Eve's really a doll.
Casey.
I knew you wouldn't believe me.
So she decides to prove it to him. She finds out that each Eve doll has a special number printed on the bottom of their left foot for authentication purposes. So in her head, she's like, well, if I can show my dad the number stamped on the bottom of Eve's foot, then he'll believe me when I say that she's a doll. And let me tell you, I know exactly how that would go. Dad, you gotta believe me. Eve is a doll. She came to life. Look, Casey, I know your mom is gone, and you're looking for a motherly figure right now, but this isn't healthy. But Dad, I'm telling the truth. I won't entertain this crazy idea any longer. That's enough about Eve being a doll. But I can prove it, Dad. All I have to do is show you Tyra Banks' bare feet. Okay, so Ben actually ends up hiring Eve as his receptionist, and obviously things don't go well because she doesn't know what the hell is going on. She's just a baby.
Ow! Oh, my nail!
So So the other receptionist is super mad at her and is about to kick her out when Eve decides to give her a makeover.
You've made a new woman out of me.
And because of that, Eve gets to keep her job and go to the big office party that night. Eve is there with Ben's coworker, and he's totally head over heels about her.
You are wild.
Yeah, she's crazy. I've never met a woman who ate food before. I'm gonna have to keep my eye on you. So halfway through the party, Eve asks Ben to dance, but surprise, surprise, she can't do that either.
Relax.
I don't understand. I'm the best ballroom dancer in Sunnyvale.
Listen to the music.
Okay, look, I can believe in a doll coming to life, but I draw the line at a white guy with rhythm. That really breaks the immersion. Anyways, they dance the friggin' house down, and then Eve slaps Ben's coworker.
Whoa.
But I think he deserved it.
If you were staying at my house, I'd never let you out.
If I could get away with it, I would kidnap you. Eve then starts singing the Eve doll theme song, which you'd assume would be a dead giveaway to Ben, but he does not put two and two together. And then later, back at the house, Ben and Eve share an intimate moment and are about to kiss when Casey catches them in the act.
How could you?
And this upsets Casey for obvious dead mother reasons, but it's like, get over it already. Ben tries to calm her down, but Casey doesn't want to hear any of it.
Go away, I hate you.
And look, no matter what's going on, that is no way to talk to your father. I think Eve has got to step in and give Casey a good talking to.
I have never in my life yelled at a girl like this. I was rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. How dare you? Learn something from this. You roll in your eyes and you act like this because you've heard it all before. You have no idea what I've been through. But I'm not a victim. I grow from it and I learn.
Go away.
Some more pointless shit happens in the movie, so we'll skip ahead a little bit. Eve shows up to Casey's football practice and they share a nice moment together, so it's cool that they're bonding now.
Meet me back at the house, okay?
I'm just thinking now, this movie would have been like way cooler if like Casey's football came to life. Wow, what should I do today, football?
Kill me!
The last little bit of this movie shows Casey and Eve becoming really close, but there's a problem. Casey finds out that Volume 2 of the spell book arrived at the bookstore.
Holocaust Book of the Dead Volume 2 has arrived.
And Eve also makes a shocking discovery.
Eve's performance has continued to slide. Company officials have begun the process of pulling back the line. A decision on whether to cancel the doll will come in 2 weeks.
They can't.
Yeah, losing a parent is heartbreaking, okay? But I can speak from experience. It is nothing compared to a flop era. Casey tells Eve that it's the 4th day of the spell, but she doesn't want to reverse it anymore because she loves Eve now.
Today's the 4th day. By sunset, the spell will become permanent.
Permanent?
Yeah, you'll never have to be a doll again. It's official.
But that complicates things because now Eve wants to reverse the spell so she can go back to Sunnyvale and make sure Eve dolls aren't discontinued.
But Casey, I just saw on the TV they're about to...
There's my ride. Gotta go.
Back at Ben's office, he's at a super important meeting that will give him this big promotion that he's been working towards for years, but he does something crazy.
I'm going to a football game. How's Casey gonna win without her biggest fan?
And this confuses the hell out of his boss.
Ben, I've already lost someone very close to me, and I'm not about to let that happen again.
Oh my god, get over it already. So Ben finally shows up to one of Casey's games and immediately gets her tackled.
Go, Casey!
And Casey is all happy about this, but if I was her, I'd be so fucking mad, dude. First off, you distract me so I get tackled, dick. And also, you spent the last 2 years skipping all of my games in order to get a big promotion, and then the last minute when it actually matters, you just fucking, oh, now you bail? Now it's okay to come to my games? So all of the last 2 years were for nothing? Dick. You could have been at all my games, you know? Fuck you, Dad. Sorry, I digress. That the last fuck you, Dad might have been me projecting. Unfortunately, Casey's team loses.
What happened?
They lost.
But at least her dad is there to comfort her this time.
I'm so sorry I haven't been there for you. I can just hurt too much. All the things we used to do together, you, your mom and I.
The fuck?
She would be so proud of you.
The hell, man?
I miss her so much.
Fuck this movie, bro. This has never happened before. Okay, damn it. Let's finish this movie, okay? Casey and Ben walk off the field and get some bad news about Eve.
Where's Eve?
Oh, you mean that nice-looking woman? She just left. She asked me to tell you goodbye.
What?
Yes, she said she found a book, got someone to read it to her, and she's headed home.
Yeah. Eve is going back to Sunnyvale. So they head to the toy manufacturer's head office to stop Eve before she leaves forever. And this part's kind of annoying because Ben is like walking through the halls and sees posters of the Eve doll, and now he's finally like, oh, wait a second. Eve kind of looks like Eve. But luckily they catch Eve before she leaves and they convince her to stay.
We made it in time. It's not too late.
Casey, it is. The spell's complete.
Yeah, just kidding. Eve is leaving.
It's not possible, right? You can't really be it.
Okay, I added in that boing sound, but come on, Tyra. For free? So there's a really nice speech here about Eve incorporating everything she's learned from Casey and bringing it back to the doll world. And then she sadly turns back into a doll. Pussy, what a pussy for crying. And I'm glad they did it this way, like a magic spell sort of way, instead of like a realistic transformation into a doll. I can imagine being shrunken down into a plastic doll is like excruciating. This would be a lot more traumatic for Casey and Ben if it went down like that. Bye, Eve. We'll miss you. Goodbye. Oh, this feels kind of funny. Oh, ow. Ow. Ow! Ow, I've never felt a pain like this before! Why'd you let me do this? Ow! No, I don't want to be a doll anymore! Ow! I was rooting for you! We were all rooting for you! How dare you! But anyway, the movie ends with Eve dolls becoming super popular again, Ben gets his promotion and is now dating Drew, and Casey is friends with her mean old buddies again. And they run off into the sunset to look at the new shoes at the mall.
We have so much to tell you. So do I. Get over it already. Shine bright, shine fun, don't be shy. Be a star. Where you live, where you are. Shout it out.
Be a star.
Shine bright, shine far. Be a star.
Okay, that's my new favorite movie, I think. Fuck. Damn it. Well, as cheesy and like painfully early 2000s this movie was, I genuinely loved it. I did not expect this at all. I waited to watch the Greta Gerwig Barbie movie until I started filming this. I just watched it like a couple days ago. I think I like Life Size way more than the live action Barbie movie. You know what? I think I give Life Size a 9 out of 10. All right, well, I guess that means this Barbie vs. Bratz trilogy can finally come to an end because we have a definitive winner. After 2.5 years, 6 movies, thousands of balls sound effects, millions of ew sound effects, and one horny weasel later, the winner of the Barbie vs. Bratz trilogy is Bratz, okay? Yeah, fuck it, dude. This is my channel, my rules. Bratz wins solely because they never had Kelly in their fucking movies, okay? Fuck you, Kelly, you ugly freak. Alright, thank you so much for watching this video, and the other two if you've seen them. These videos are always so much fun to make, and as sad as it is to see it come to an end, maybe we can start a new rivalry. Maybe leave a comment, let me know if there's some similar types of movies that I could pit against each other. Also, press the like button, man. Maybe I'll get the number of likes, the exact number of likes tattooed on the bottom of my foot. Also, press the subscribe button, okay? Because if you don't know, as soon as you press the subscribe button, you become a valued citizen of Kurtis Town. If you don't know, Kurtis Town is the best place to live in the world, and I'm the mayor, so you have to be nice to me. It's the law. You can check the description for all the other stuff I do. My weekly podcast called Very Really Good. My comedy special, Keep Busy, is now available to the end of the year, so go check it out, watch it if you want. Thank you so much for the support on that. All right, that's it. I would stick around, but unfortunately, I have to go. I have detention, so see ya.
Folks, I'm back from tour, finally, all done. The shows were amazing. Honestly, thank you so much to everybody who came out to the shows this year. We got a bunch more coming next year. You know, hopefully this Omicron thing chills out. Omicron, or more like, oh my God. I'm scared. But no, thank you so much, everybody who came out. The shows were so much fun, had a great time. But let me tell you, living out of a suitcase, no fun. Okay, I forget which pile of underwear was clean and which one was dirty. Might as well throw them all in the trash just to be safe. Oh cool, my shampoo exploded. Living out of a piece of luggage for a while, man, it's stressful, man. I've been freaking out, dude. I've been having a full-on episode. I've been having a full episode about this baggage. So I went to YouTube and I searched baggage, full episode. And you're not gonna believe what I found. There's a whole freaking dating show about baggage. Yeah, so today we're gonna talk about it, okay? And yes, all of that did happen. Of course it did. It's not like one of you guys just sent me a message and was like, hey, you should make a video about baggage. That didn't happen. So the show Baggage is not like about like a guy like going through someone's luggage like Room Raider style. The show revolves around the term like baggage, like in a relationship. I'll look it up in Urban Dictionary because I didn't explain it very well. Okay, baggage, an issue regarding a person's past that can affect their current disposition, addictions, debt, diseases, bad habits, past relationships, or kids. So the way the game works, there's one person like looking for love, and there's 3 contestants trying to win a date with this person. As the show goes on, the contestants reveal 3 bad things about themselves, or baggage, and these pieces of baggage get increasingly worse. They're then eliminated one by one until there's only one contestant left. And honestly, that's a good premise, okay? Because it's beneficial to know the worst things about people and all the negative things that they've done before you date them, because remember, you are your mistakes. Don't ever forget that. And honestly, the show is just super ridiculous, like every other dating show. So I thought we'd watch one, laugh at it a little bit. So without further ado, pack your bags. We're gonna watch a show.
Hi, I'm Jerry Springer, and welcome to Baggage.
Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot to mention, this show is hosted by Jerry Springer. I hardly know her. Seriously though, this show is hosted by the one and only Jerry Springer. The man who is responsible for like 95% of white trash divorces. And I'm sure the other 5% is like sexy cousins or something. I don't know.
But why would you sleep with him?
Because I want to be with him.
Yeah, sorry, I should have mentioned the whole Jerry Springer thing sooner. I honestly think I was trying to forget it myself, because I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of Jerry Springer. If you aren't familiar with his work or who he is, just picture you're trying to drown Maury Povich in a bathtub full of Mountain Dew, but then you just give up halfway through. The man who emerges is Jerry Springer. Oh, you think white people don't have culture? Okay, man. You watch an episode of Jerry Springer and then say that.
I had sex with your fiance. How could you?
Because you'd still be right. Okay, enough about Jer. Let's meet the main contestant who's looking for love.
Right now, let's meet our dater. He's a sports coach from Yorktown, New York. Say hello to Chris.
Okay, sorry to interrupt so quickly, but I have a question. What the fuck is a sports coach?
He's a sports coach from Yorktown, New York.
A sports coach from Yorktown, New York? Not real. Both of those things are lies. Are you kidding me, dude? Dude, that is so vague.
Yeah, I'm a sports coach.
Maybe they're not allowed to, like, specifically say what he does for, like, confidentiality. So they have to make, like, a generic substitute. Oh, like they do with, like, foods in television shows, right? So, like, instead of Cocoa Pebbles in a TV show, they'll say, like, I have a bowl of chocolate rocks. Or instead of, like, an Oh Henry, it's a Wow, Steven. Or instead of, like, a Mountain Dew, oh, sorry, that's just a picture of Jerry Springer. My apologies. But this Chris guy already got some baggage right there, bro. His job, that's baggage. Oh, what do I do? I'm like a sports coach.
What, did you just make that up?
Yeah. That's like telling someone you're a human doctor, right? Like, I guess you're right, but be more specific, please. You're creeping me out. Also, how'd you get in my house? But back to the show. Chris goes on to talk about all the generic qualities he's looking for in a girl. And I gotta show you this part because there's this thing that happens throughout this entire episode where the crowd applauds at the worst possible time, and it is very funny to me.
I'm looking for a girl who's ambitious, someone who cares about family and friends, someone who takes care of themselves, both physically and mentally and spiritually.
Hey guys, he was still talking, you know? Rude audience, bad. Like, why would that even happen? Do you think, like, the person holding the applause sign is, like, Chris's ex-girlfriend or something? Okay. We're still talking, so, all right. Just trying to do a funny hypothetical thing here, and you guys are just cheering over me, okay? What I was saying, do you think the person holding the applause sign is like Chris's ex-girlfriend, so when he's saying all the things that he wants in a partner, she's like, no, you're not gonna get that today. Okay, fuck you guys, man.
Now, what are your interests?
I've been doing ballroom dancing, some partner dancing.
But the
Would
public...
you like to try to?
With you? What am I doing?
Just rock back and forth. You pop out this way. Pull this way. Come this way. There we go. Ready? There we go. Back to back. You go over?
I don't know what's worse, Jerry Springer dancing or Chris's fucking boot-cut jeans. You know what? No, sorry. Worst part of that entire thing was Jerry's face right here. Disgusting. That is the face of an erect man. Okay, while we wait for Jerry's Springer to soften, how about we meet the ladies? First up, we got Caitlin.
I enjoy dancing, hanging out with my dog, and getting physical with the right man. Maybe you could be him?
Next up, we got Holly.
Hi, Chris. I love shopping, working out, and spending time with my family. So maybe if you're lucky enough, you'll get to meet them.
And then we got Raquel.
Hey, Chris. They saved the best for last. I have a passion for fashion. I enjoy painting, and I love going to concerts. Maybe you could take me sometime.
They all seem pretty cool, right? Well, things aren't always what they seem. These women are multifaceted. And oh yeah, they've made some mistakes in their lives that I'm sure they're not proud of, and I'd like to think they're trying their best to improve every single day. Fucking weirdos, man. Losers, okay? Just be perfect. All right, now it's time for them to reveal their bagage.
Let's start with Caitlin. I'm obsessed with being photographed.
Hey man, if that's baggage, we're gonna need a bigger plane. That's fucking me, man. That's me, for sure, dude. Look at what I'm doing right now. This camera is taking 30 pictures of me every second. If that's baggage, call me fucking Fletcher Reed at the end of Liar Liar. Cause I'm also in my bag. But hey, she's obsessed with being photographed, and that's fine. At least we know Jerry won't say anything weird about it.
Well, she is well developed.
Okay. Old guy saying something creepy to a young, pretty woman. You know, that's not surprising. Let's see Chris's response to this, though.
Just kind of like a vain thing. I mean, photographs are great to capture the memory and all, but I mean, I don't know, it just seems like it might be all more about you than kind of the moment and going out and about and enjoying life instead of kind of documenting it all the time.
Again, audience just cheering way too fucking early.
I love to look and feel beautiful. I love when people give me the attention. And wouldn't you take pictures of me all day if I were with you?
Damn, all right, that was smooth as hell. Okay, that was a smooth response. And what's great about that is Jerry already did his super creepy thing, so we don't have to worry about him doing that again. No. No, Jerry. Perfect. Jerry. Okay, so Holly's baggage is that she watches reality TV while having sex. And honestly, it's not that crazy. I'm sure people have porked each other to like way weirder things. Also, I feel like this show just like made these girls think of a weird thing that they've done once and then just say that that's the thing that they always do. You know what I mean? Because there's no way that whenever this girl's about to like get it on, she's just like, hold on, let me dim the lights a little bit. Yeah, maybe put on some background noise, you know, set the mood a little bit.
This is the story of my family. We're the Duggars.
All right, and last but not least, let's see Raquel's baggage.
I wear my panties 2 days in a row.
That is pretty gnarly, but hey man, some guys are into that, okay? I don't want to kink shame or stink shame or whatever you want to call it. You know, some people just love that extra seasoning in there, and that's all good. Also, I'm not going to take personal hygiene tips about private parts from a dude who's wearing, or just a dude in general. Like, it doesn't matter what he's wearing. I'm not going to take personal hygiene tips from a guy about his balls. I've been in a change room before, dude. That's actually why they call it a change room, because you want to change the room that you're currently in because it smells so much like a ball sack. But anyways, we're on to the first elimination round, which is a little different because now they open a baggage without knowing like who it belongs to. So he can make a totally unbiased decision.
I collect men's used underwear.
And that piece of baggage is weird, obviously, but I want to talk about something else for a second. This has nothing to do with that piece of information, but I did a little research, and this show was distributed by NBC, which is the same network that also aired a little show called Deal or No Deal.
Oh my god.
Another suitcase-based game show. And I'm sure it never happened, okay? These were probably filmed on different lots at different times. But could you imagine how funny it would be if they like accidentally mixed up the suitcase props for an episode? And hey, you don't have to imagine it because I'm going to show you. Here you go. Okay, Howie, let's do case 13.
All right, Layla, you gotta go. Open the case. There you go. Yes, one more.
super gross. Why is that there?
Hello.
Hey, Howie, buddy, can you get me that girl's number? Yeah, the one who just opened that case. I'm a big fan of extra seasoning, if you know what I mean.
Okay.
See? Hilarious. Let's see the next pieces of baggage. One is I communicate telepathically with my dog, and the other one is I scan men's testicles in prison all day. So let's go through these. The first one, that's not that crazy. I feel like I do that all the time with my dog. Check it out. I'll go get him right now. Okay. Kiwi. What's on your mind, huh?
November 13th, 2029, the end of days has been foretold and all humans scum.
He's just joking around. And also about that next piece of baggage, the scanning men's testicles. Chris does not like that.
I don't want a girl who's touching other guys' stuff all day long. I want her only touching mine, you know?
And like, I thought it was pretty obvious that like, that's like her job. She's obviously like a prison nurse or a prison doctor or something like that. You know what I mean? It's not like she's like breaking into prisons across America and just fucking
Scanning balls.
Scanning balls. Like some little scoundrel like running from prison to prison. Like that's obviously not what's happening, but Chris is like jealous already.
I want her only touching mine, you know?
Like how insecure do you have to be to like worry about that? Hey man, you're wearing boot-cut jeans, you know?
It's a job that someone's got to do, but I'd be concerned about her safety.
You should be worried about your safety, Chris. I'm gonna kick your ass. I hate your pants.
No. Wait.
But anyways, Chris has to send one of these girls home, so let's see who he picks.
Chris, which one is your deal breaker?
I scan men's testicles in prison all day.
Caitlin, if you want to explain.
That's not the only thing I scan. I scan hearts, livers, veins, and arteries.
I'm sorry, Caitlin, but it is time to pack up and go.
I guess your testicles aren't ones that I'll be looking at anytime soon.
Gross. We'll skip over the next part because all they really do is like dance for a second, and I still don't know why they do that. Now it's time for the girls to reveal their biggest piece of baggage, okay? So let's see what they are.
I dumped my fiance with a text message.
Whoa.
I moved out to LA and he was still in Dallas, and I just didn't have the heart to do it over the phone, so I sent it in a text.
You know, I just didn't have the heart to do it over the phone, so I did it over the phone in like a different way.
Terrible, but you know, Chris, if things work out with us, I would do it in person with you.
Dude, if you pick me, I'll dump you in person right fucking now, dude. Have you seen your jeans? They're cut for a boot. Okay, now let's see Raquel's biggest piece of baggage.
I'm addicted to online shopping and I'm $50,000 in debt.
Hey man, aren't we all?
An addiction of one thing can lead to addiction of other things, so it's just a concern.
Okay, fucking super weird time to cheer again.
An addiction of one thing can lead to addiction of other things, so it's just a concern.
I'm fucking convinced that these audience members they're all wearing noise-canceling headphones and they don't actually fucking know what's going on stage. Yeah, addiction of one thing can lead to an addiction of another thing, you know, and it's like, you alright, brother? Good stuff out there. Alright, super inappropriate, man. I'm talking about addiction. It's like a really serious thing.
Yeah.
Alright. Good job. Hey, what are all these suitcases for? Where are we going? Okay, so now Chris has to choose between Holly, the girl who watches reality TV during sex, collects men's underwear, and dumped her fiance over text message, and Raquel, the girl who wears her panties 2 days in a row, communicates telepathically with her dog, and is $50K in debt. So let's see who he picks.
It's time to send one of these ladies packing.
Holly, you have too much baggage.
But way to go, Raquel and Chris!
Alright, so we picked Raquel, but it's not over yet, okay? There's one more thing that has to be done. Chris has to reveal his biggest piece of baggage, and then it's up to Raquel if they're gonna, like, pursue each other.
I dumped an ex in the middle of sex.
Look, it was a long, volatile relationship. We had been fighting for a while. Here we are being intimate with each other, and she decided to bring it up. It just ruined the mood, and all the reality of it just came to me, and it just ended it right then and there.
Also, I'm just now noticing that this guy sounds exactly like Russell Hartley.
I keep seeing so much lately that women are living their life on easy mode, and I'm here to tell you that that's absolutely
Look,
true.
It was a long, volatile relationship. We had been fighting for a while. Here we are being intimate with each other, and she decided to bring it up. It just ruined the mood, and all the reality of it just came to me.
Creep me out.
Can you accept Chris's baggage?
Well, Chris.
Do it.
I'm gonna accept your baggage.
Congratulations! Raquel and Chris will enjoy an exhilarating adventure helicopter tour of Los Angeles. We'll see you next.
Yeah, and that's the prize? A fucking helicopter tour of Los Angeles? Hopefully Chris's jeans don't get caught in the fucking blades, dude. They're so big. They're so big, I'm gonna throw up. And also, I've got a bone to pick. Okay, I got a bone to pick. That's my baggage. My baggage is I have a bone to pick. If the girls had to show 3 of their worst secrets, how come Chris only had to show 1? I don't think that's fair. Okay, I think we need to reshoot every episode. Bring them all back and have them reshoot every episode so it's fair. Actually, on second thought, I think I know his other 2 pieces of baggage. Number 1, he danced with Jerry Springer until he climaxed. 2, he's wearing boot-cut jeans, okay? I don't even think those fucking things would fit in a piece of baggage. They're so wide at the bottom. Sorry. But all in all, I think the show is very entertaining. If I'm being honest, I don't think these people ever fucking talked to each other once they stopped recording this show, because dating shows aren't real. But at the end of the day, I think the show does a really good job of enforcing the idea that I brought up before. You are your mistakes. If you've done something in the past that you aren't proud of, or you do something currently that you just can't stop, that you're ashamed of, good. Okay? Good. You should feel bad about it, and you should let it just sit inside of you and eat you from the inside out until you are just a shell of a human being. Okay?
Oh, yeah! Good stuff, man. Can I take these off?
All right, that was fun. Now let's hear a word from today's sponsor, Current.
Folks, traditional banks are simply outdated. They hide a bunch of information from you, and they make everything so difficult for no reason. Like, you wouldn't use a phone from the 80s, right? Technology has advanced, right? So why are we still using these old, traditional, archaic banks? Well, it turns out we don't have to, because with Current, everything can be done right from your phone. Okay, so you don't even have to get up from your dang couch. Current keeps it simple, authentic, and direct, with no hidden fees, no hidden anything, to be exact. But don't worry, you can still use your Current account wherever you can use a traditional bank account, because you get this cool little Current Visa debit card. Mine says Kurtis Conner on it, but you know, yours will just have your name on it, obviously. And you can use your Current card for whatever you want, you know, and it's the holiday season. I'm feeling generous, so I'm gonna use my Current card to donate to some small Twitch streamers. How about that? Okay, so I found this person streaming Stardew Valley to a couple people, so I was like, screw it, I'll send them $500. And they didn't have notifications on their stream, so I don't know if they'll ever know that they got $500, but it's all good. And then I found another person streaming Stardew Valley to a couple people, and to avoid what happened last time, I just started off with $100, and they saw it this time.
What just happened? Oh my gosh, I'm literally gonna cry. Happy holidays, thank you so much.
And then I watched their stream for a little bit, and they went on to say that they actually tried to come to my Nashville show a few weeks ago, but couldn't get tickets, so I was like, screw it, might as well send them another $100 so they could come see me at my next show.
Thank you so much.
It's that easy. And some of you may know this already, but Current has already given away like thousands of dollars to my audience. And guess what? They're doing it again. And all you have to do is click the link in my description and sign up for Current using code CurtisHoliday for your chance to win $500. And it also helps me out when you guys check out the sponsors of my videos, so everybody wins here, man. Thank you so much to Current for sponsoring yet another one of my videos and for giving away so much money to my subscribers. So yeah, check them out. All right, thanks so much. Back to me.
Okay, thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please press the like button, because 1 like equals 1 day that I will go without changing my underwear. So smack the button. You can leave a comment. Let me know what you thought. Let me know if there's other dating shows or just weird shows or weird game shows from the early 2000s or 90s that you want me to talk about, because they're always very fun. And you can press the subscribe button, because as soon as you do, you become a valued citizen of Kurtistown. Okay, if you didn't know, Kurtistown is the best place to live in the world. And I'm the mayor of Kurtistown, so you have to be nice to me. It's the law. You can check the description for the things I do. My Instagram, Twitter, weekly podcast called Very Really Good. My Twitch, my merch, all that crap. All right, that's it. I would stick around, but I have to go. I have to sew every pair of bootcut jeans into just regular cut jeans. So, goodbye.
Hey guys, before the video starts, I want to let you know there's a super epic Cyber Monday sale going on. Huge sales on my merch right now until December 1st, okay? Get after it, get the sales, and get it. Enjoy the video. Oh, right, folks. It's that time of year again. New season of weather is premiering. The winter. The winter months are upon us. Okay, the winter is among us, you could say. It's true, man. It's gonna be winter pretty soon. And some of you are lucky enough to live in parts of the world that don't turn into a slushy, snowy, freezing hellscape for 6 months out of the year. But for us losers up in the northern hemisphere, about to get real shitty. Especially up here in the Great White North, which I feel like we should stop calling it that. Putting the word great in front of white, if it's not a shark, let's not do that, okay? As most of you know, I am Canadian. I feel like I mention that a lot, but still, I get like 10 messages a day from people being like, wait, how did I not know you were Canadian? I don't know, dude. I don't know. You're an idiot. Is that the answer you're looking for? You're dumb. I was born in Canada. I live in Canada currently, and I'm probably gonna live here for the rest of my life, man. I love it. I mean, it's fine. But you know what? I often forget how different Canadian culture is from our neighbors down south. This thing? Yeah, that's not a beanie. That's a toque, brother. That is a toque. This letter? You call that Z? That's the letter Z up here, dude. And this shit? Up here, we call that a basic human right. Huh? What? And I know it's tough to compare the entire country of Canada because just the population of the state of California is bigger than the population of all of Canada. So Canadians, we're in a pretty weird spot, especially with media. I've made several videos about Canadian television over the years. I'm also currently wearing a fucking YTV shirt, which is youth television in Canada. It's where they play all the cartoons and stuff. I just think it's so fascinating. I love sharing pieces of like old Canadian media with my audience because a lot of you guys have never even heard of these fucking shows before. Because Canada's weird, man. Canadian shows are so weird. Up in Canada, we get like all the best stuff from America, right? We get like the cream of the crop that you guys let us have as a treat. But the rest of the time, we have to like fill in the blanks with our own shit. Because, Canada fact, incoming, there are laws in Canada that require radio stations and television programs to make sure a certain percentage of whatever content they're broadcasting is Canadian content, or CanCon is what we call it in the business. Or the biz is what we call it in the biz. That also explains why there are some bands and artists up in Canada that are like household names, but if you go anywhere in America, they don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Let me tell you, dude, if I were to go down to a house party in the United States of America and I plug my phone into the speaker and I put on a Faber Drive song, I'm getting fucking kicked out. But in true Canadian fashion, literally, we're gonna be talking about another Canadian television show this week. And this show was called Canada's Worst Driver. It aired from 2005 to 2018. It was a reality show hosted by a man named Andrew Younghusband. And I'm not fucking joking, that is his name. Andrew Younghusband. God, you know that last name was just made up on the spot like hundreds of years ago. You know what I mean? There's a bunch of last names like that. What's another one? Shoemaker. The last name Shoemaker? Are you kidding me? Hey, what's your last name? I need it for this government document. I don't have one. Come on, man. You need a last name. What do you do for a job? I make shoes. Perfect. Shoemaker is your family's last name forever. Aw, shoot. Andrew Younghusband. Are you fucking kidding? I cannot get over that, dude. Do you think when he proposed, he was like, do you want to be my young wife? Because I hope he didn't. But anyways, the premise of Canada's Worst Driver is they get a group of like 8 people together who've all been like submitted by family or friends. And these 8 people are fucking terrible at driving. And as the season goes on, like the best person of each episode like graduates from the driving school until they're left with Canada's Worst Driver, hence the name. Man, speaking of drivers, does anybody want to listen to some Faber Drive? Hey, who is this guy? Come on.
Dude, what the fuck is that?
Canadian or something?
I haven't heard of that thing.
This guy out of here. We're a good Canadian band. And believe it or not, I actually have a personal connection to this show. It's true. My driving teacher when I was 16 was actually a judge on this show for a season. So, yeah, no big deal. And don't ask me his name because I forget. Because it was like 10 fucking years ago and I hardly paid attention in driving school, okay? Didn't have to. Red means stop, green means go. I think I fucking get it, okay? But anyways, I thought we'd watch an episode today because the whole idea of the show is pretty fucking crazy. And you'll see going forward that this should not have been allowed to be on television at all. So the first episode starts with some brief interviews with the bad drivers where they go into detail about how dangerous they are to be out on the road. And this takes place right before the host makes these terrible drivers drive 45 minutes on the highway from Niagara Falls to the driving school, which they actually call rehab on the show.
To get there, to the rehab center, you're gonna have to drive yourselves, folks.
Which seems a little insensitive to people who are in actual rehab. It's not like these drivers are fucking addicted to driving poorly. All right, this is an intervention, okay? You need to stop. Oh my God, all I ever hear is stop, stop this, stop here, stop that. You sound like a fucking stop sign right now, dude. How do you sound like a stop sign? They're stop signs. They don't do anything. They don't make noises. Yeah, you tell that to all the stop signs I've hit. They make noises, buddy. All right, so let's meet the drivers. First up, we got
Tyler. Admits to being a habitual hit and run artist. 20 hit and runs in the last year.
Yeah.
How does that happen? Like,
looking around. Before I know it, I hit something, and then I just get out of the way, you know? It's like make sure no one's looking and take off.
20 hit and runs. Okay, maybe Canada is too nice after all. I feel like after 2 hit and runs, we should have been like, okay, man, like you're clearly a danger on the road. Let's get your license away and you can take a bus or something. But 20? And the government is just like, hey man, don't even worry about it. Everybody makes 20 mistakes.
Aw, thank you.
Here, take your license back. There you go. I'll give you a little noogie. Give you a little noogie on the head. Yeah. Get back out on the roads, you little rascal.
Okay,
yeah.
bye.
That was awesome.
Tyler's wife, Jana, says he has a habit that's worse than hitting and running.
Yeah, it's drinking and driving. Yeah.
For real?
Yeah.
You drink and drive?
Sometimes I have to have a few beers just to relax and so I can drive, yes.
Bro, okay. Canada, we got to get our act together, man. We got to figure it out. This guy's had 20 hit and runs and he drives drunk and he's still allowed to just keep driving? What the fuck? I mean, I understand having like a few beers to like gain courage to like maybe talk to someone that you're trying to court. This is totally different, I think. Unless he's trying to fuck his car, Manser style.
Park your car in the garage and then screw it!
In that case, love is love, man.
You have to have a few beers in order to calm your nerves enough to drive.
Sometimes, yes.
Be safe, Tyler.
Yes, sir. Thanks.
Dude, Andrew Younghusband, don't let him leave. What are you doing letting this guy drive? Dude, I didn't edit that at all either. Like, that was the progression. Oh, you need beers to drive? All right, have a good drive. That's a perfect example of like what I'm trying to say here. They say how dangerous all these people are when they're inside a vehicle, and then they send them off in a vehicle. Like, the producers of the show have fucking zero concern for people's safety, as long as it's good television, right? What other shows? What's next? What's the fucking show they're gonna make after this?
From the producers of Canada's Worst Driver comes Canada's Stabbiest Little Fella, where we drop 8 serial killers in a remote location with 100 innocent and very slow victims, and we see who can be the stabbiest little fella. Hosted by Megan Trainor.
Okay, anyways, they go through the rest of the drivers now. There's one girl named Daniela who has panic attacks while driving.
No! I don't want to be here! Just drive.
And this is funny, right, audience? Let's exploit this person's mental health issues associated with vehicles on national television. That's hilarious. This lady's scared of going 100 kilometers an hour in a steel box full of flammable materials, while also being surrounded by other steel boxes that are going 100 kilometers an hour that are full of flammable materials. What a pussy. Straight up, Daniela's reaction to driving should be everybody's reaction to driving. It's fucking terrifying, okay? We've been desensitized. We have. Driving is not normal, okay? Humans, we're not supposed to go that fast. And you know what? Maybe that's what this show is really trying to say. Maybe the show is just a big commentary on modern civilization. The show is simply saying driving isn't for everybody, so it shouldn't be for everybody. People shouldn't be forced to drive cars just to live comfortably. Maybe we should be investing more money into safer, better, more accessible public transportation systems. And we really should be paying more attention to city planning and infrastructure that favors the civilian rather than the vehicle. correct? Is that what the show is saying, dude? This show's a bunch of fucking socialist propaganda, huh? Probably not. Is that what socialism is even? I don't think it is. Socialism is when no car. Sorry, back to the show. So they show the rest of the drivers, and they're all just absolute fucking menaces on the road. Menaces? Menaces? Menaci? I don't... Correct me if I'm wrong, but also don't, because I'll feel stupid. Okay, then we meet this psychic girl named Diana, who can't drive because she's too busy looking at tarot cards. I guess you could say her driving is terrible. Yeah, Diana, I bet you didn't see that fucking epic burn coming. Yeah, must have missed that one in your fucking tarot cards. Didn't read your palm well enough. Suck my crystal balls. Also, this psychic girl reminds me of my high school English teacher, because one time she bragged to the class that she reads while driving. And not like, you know, reading street signs or like speed limit signs. No. She read books, straight up. She was like boasting about the fact that she reads books while driving. And hey, not a very good example that you're setting for all your impressionable teenage students, Mrs. I should bleep that, huh? I fucking totally forgot about that. Dude, that is so insane, Mrs. Reading books is smart people shit. Okay? Reckless driving is dumb people shit. You can't have smart people and dumb people shit going on at the same time, all right? That's like if a surgeon was like performing surgery and halfway through he just started like kicking a hacky sack around, right? Can't do that. Hey guys, check this out.
Whoa.
Oh my god, this is a ball sack. See, Mrs. Kind of crazy, Mrs. Okay, let's meet the rest of these drivers. There's a guy named Cody who loves doing donuts, obviously because his name is Cody and he looks like that. Then there's Lou, who also cries whenever she drives a car, which is just hilarious. Then there's Amrinder, who loves speeding.
I love speeding.
And then we get to possibly the worst person, not the worst driver, I think the worst person I've ever seen in my life. And their name is Crystal.
Crystal terrified the crew who shot her bio last week so much, no one will ride with her.
That really hurts my feelings that nobody wants to get in the car with me.
Hey man, I'm not gonna lie. This is me when I rip insane amounts of ass in the front seat so none of my friends want to get in the car with me.
That really hurts my feelings that nobody wants to get in the car with me.
Dude, it's crazy because I don't even feel bad about laughing at this girl. I don't feel bad at all. Because you're going to see going forward, she sucks. She's the worst.
During the first 5 minutes of her drive, Crystal goes 70 in a 40 zone.
What's the speed limit here?
Steven, directions only.
She drives on a sidewalk.
It's okay, I'll get off the sidewalk.
She sends numerous text messages.
Oh, how embarrassing.
She bursts into tears.
I'm not the worst driver.
Yeah, no, I think you are, actually. I think you are the worst driver, Crystal. Bro, like, if you're gonna act like a maniac behind the wheel, like, at least own it. Don't fucking do a bunch of crazy shit and then cry about it. What the fuck? Why are you crying? You were just on a sidewalk. That's where people go.
It's okay, I'll get off the sidewalk.
I know I drove into that kindergarten class and I fucking floored it through the other wall in the kindergarten class, and I launched off of a hill and I landed in a bird's nest, killing a bunch of baby birds. And then, yeah, sure, maybe I did a donut into a fucking donut shop, and I started a fire. But I'm not the worst driver. Man, I don't understand like why anybody would agree to go on this show. You know what I mean? I don't want to be the worst anything. Even if the show was like Canada's worst mean guy. Don't associate me with those people. You know what I mean? Even if I was a fucking straight up German sausage, still don't want to be the worst. Like I said earlier, man, it's like this is like the weirdest part of the whole show. It's like at one point they're like, you need to be safe, okay? You need to be safe behind the wheel, okay? Here are your keys. Go crazy! Go stupid! Like, do you guys take it seriously or not? Like, I can't tell. Because it gets like really serious for a bit when we get to this guy named Mike, who like 10 years ago, he was struck by another driver who fell asleep at the wheel. So Mike was in a coma for 7 weeks. And he was left with permanent brain damage. So they're aware of like how fucking like dangerous driving can be. But like, number one, fucking super messed up to put someone on Canada's worst driver because they have literal brain damage. 2, whoever in his life suggested for him to go on this show, fuck you. Hey, Mike, Get them out of your life, please. And 3, if I was Mike and I went through all that and I saw Crystal drive the way that she fucking drove, I would have tossed her into the fucking sun. Seriously. Again, these producers have like no compassion, because here is this guy whose life was ruined by a careless driver, and the producers were just like, hey, let's surround this guy with 7 other careless drivers for a few weeks. That'll be great. What the fuck are you thinking? Maybe I'm thinking about this too hard, I don't know. But anyways, they all make it to rehab. Thank God.
7 Canada's Worst Driver nominees have arrived and have put their driver's licenses into the box.
And dude, Crystal gets absolutely dunked on. It's incredible.
I'm gonna look you in the eye and tell you you're a selfish idiot. I think you're probably the worst driver we've ever had here. And so much of that comes from a place of selfishness. The way you drive,
get her,
can only be described as the driving of a horrible person.
Whoa, Andrew, young husband. Wow. Holy shit. Dude, there's your fucking PSA right there, bro. You better drive safe unless you want to get absolutely degraded by Andrew Younghusband. Totally unrelated to that, if you happen to see me driving recklessly around Canada, mind your business. But anyways, later in the episode, Mike, the guy who was in a coma, confronts Cody and his reckless driving, and that really changes his perspective on everything.
Mike definitely changed my life. I never used to think when I was on the road. I always did stupid things, and I realized how much of an idiot I was.
Damn, imagine discovering empathy on live television, man. Dude, I never thought my own actions had consequences. The fuck? I thought all the other people in the other cars were just sacks of potatoes. Tell me they're fucking real people? This whole time? So that's the end of the first episode, but I skimmed through the entire season because I just want to know who the worst driver was. And believe it or not, the worst driver was Crystal. Wow, shocker.
Yep, I'm the worst driver.
So what happens now, right? What happens if they're the last person there? What happens if they're Canada's worst driver? Let's find out.
We tried our best. What can I tell you? Buckle up, Alberta. She's coming home.
Yeah, she just goes home now. Andrew, hey Andy. Hey Andy young husband. Hey Andy young hubby. With great power comes great responsibility, okay? You could have swallowed her driver's license whole to prevent that monster from going back out on the road. You could have torn that thing apart, but you just let her go.
I missed the part where that's my problem.
I mean, she's going back to Alberta, so I think it's fine. There's only like 10 people who live there anyway. Yeah, sorry Alberta. You thought you were safe here? You thought you were safe in a Kurtis Conner video? No, still getting made fun of. You can't escape it, Alberta. Moral of the video, I think we can all try our best, you know, to drive a little better, pay a little more attention, because it can be dangerous if you don't do that, obviously. But all in all, that show is a Canadian treasure. And speaking of Canadian treasure, let's hear a word from today's sponsor, Inkbox.
Hey, do you want to get a bunch of cool tattoos, but you can't because of your age or your parents or your fear of needles? I don't know why I put the air quotes. Those are all pretty valid reasons. But whatever obstacle is stopping you from getting a tattoo, Inkbox is the solution. Inkbox tattoos are semi-permanent tattoos that last 1 to 2 weeks. They look exactly like permanent tattoos. As you can see, I put this one on a couple days ago and it blends in with all my permanent tattoos. They're also waterproof, so if you're one of those weirdos who showers regularly, you don't have to worry about it washing off. And they're also super simple to apply right at home. Just wipe the area, apply the tattoo, leave it on for 60 minutes. Then you just take it off and wait for it to develop over the next 24 hours. Easy as that, dude. It's so simple. You don't have to worry about like holding a wet cloth on it or anything like that. And in terms of what you can get as a tattoo, oh my gosh, the possibilities are endless. They have thousands of pre-made designs made by their curated community of artists that you can browse, or you can choose designs from their various collaborations like their recent collabs with BTS, Rupi Kaur, Lights, and many more. Or you can choose designs from their themed collections like their Fuck Racism collection, for example, that donates 100% of its profits to organizations dedicated to the fight against anti-Black racism. And if you want something hyper-specific, you can create a custom tattoo by uploading your own design right on the Inkbox website, and they'll ship your one-of-a-kind tattoo right to your door. And on top of all that, they also just released their brand new freehand tattoo marker, which gives you total artistic control of what tattoo goes on your skin. So you can doodle on yourself like crazy, or you can force your artistically inclined friend to actually draw something good on your skin. Doesn't matter, it's up to you. And I know you're probably stressing about holiday shopping, but this is literally the perfect gift for anybody, especially since you can get 35% off right now on their Cyber Monday sale by clicking the link in my description. Yeah, you heard me. 35% off. And yeah, you're probably thinking, well, Kurtis, what do you know about Inkbox? They're just some random company sponsoring your videos. No, not true. Fun little fact about Inkbox. I used to work there full-time. I had a full-time job there before I was a YouTuber, so I can literally say firsthand that they are a terrific company run by really great people. So if you want to get a fun, creative gift for your loved ones, or just say screw them and keep them all to yourself and get some wicked tattoos, just click the link in my description to get 35% off with their Cyber Monday sale. Okay, thank you so much to Inkbox for sponsoring this video and for employing me back in the day. Love you, bye.
Okay, thank you so much for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please press the like button, because believe it or not, 1 like equals 1 red light that I will stop at. So you fucking better press the like button. Leave a comment. Let me know if you remember the show. Let me know if you what you thought of the video. And let me know if you want more Canadian TV reviews. Press the subscribe button if you want, because I make a video all the time. And as soon as you press the subscribe button, you become a valued citizen of Kurtistown. If you didn't know, Kurtistown is the best place to live in the world, and I'm the mayor. So you have to be nice to me. It's the law. Yeah, you can check the description for other things I do. You know, my podcast, merch, all that fun stuff is down there. All right, that's it. I would stick around, but I unfortunately have to go. I have to go do donuts in my driveway. So, see ya. All right, there's some rumors going around. These letters here, people are commenting saying that I'm a virgin. Okay, they think that stands for virgin. Not that there's anything wrong with that, if that's what you are, but I am not one. Okay, I have a podcast called Very Really Good. Okay, Very Really Good. Not a virgin. Could a virgin have a podcast? Yeah, probably. But folks, I know I didn't do my usual extra greeting, okay? I'm gonna try to not do it one time. I'm in control here. I know I got canceled for forgetting it last time, but you know what? This time, I'm not forgetting it. I'm purposely not doing it. So let's move forward. I had a bunch of action figures when I was a kid, and I get a lot of action now, not a virgin. Cool thing that I used to do with my friend when I was a kid, we would set up all of our action figures beside us when we watched the movie Small Soldiers, because we thought that would inspire our action figures to come to life. Is that adorable? Yes. Were we idiots? Absolutely. Did it work? Yes. And it's so funny looking back at that, because at the time we thought we were like so cool, but at the same time, if we saw like any of our other friends playing with like Barbies, we would make fun of them for sure. But in reality, there's obviously no difference. You're all just pipsqueaks playing with puny plastic people. Capiche? Say that 10 times fast, right? Speaking of Barbies, hey, why stay on topic when you can simply not? Barbie was created by Mattel in 1959, and it became an instant success. It went on to become one of the most popular toys of all time and grossed roughly $1.3 billion in 2020 alone. They've made Barbie video games, books, clothes, YouTube channels, anything you can attach a Barbie name to, Mattel has done it. They could put out their own line of prison security products and call it Barbied Wire, and it'd be adorable. For a very long time, Barbie didn't really have any competition until the year 2001, when Bratz dolls bursted onto the scene. Man, when these big-eyed gals showed up, people lost their fucking mind. There were a lot of parents who were like mad because they thought the Bratz dolls were too hot because they like showed more skin, I guess. I don't know. And that totally makes sense, right? Dolls with big lips and big eyes. I mean, come on. That's not normal, okay? We're used to Barbie and her regular proportions, okay? And by regular proportions, I mean the body type that media has sort of guilted women into pursuing for the last, I don't know, forever. So they can sell razors to shave their legs and tea that makes them shit, you know? Regular proportions. So maybe Bratz having big lips and eyeballs wasn't that crazy after all. Barbie looks fucking
weird too, man. She has no asshole. You ever think about that? How does she fart?
Tell me that, huh?
Yeah, put me in charge of Barbie, all right? Introducing ultra-realistic Barbie, now with functioning asshole. Oh! I'll be sitting by the phone, Mattel. Like, you think when Bratz dropped, people were like, oh, great, yet another unrealistic beauty standard for women. Now I gotta look like this. And also, Bratz was like way more inclusive of like different skin colors in comparison to Barbie at the time. You know, so young people of color could actually have like a doll that resembled them a little bit, just in terms of like skin color, you know? And that's huge. And Bratz was crazy popular when they first came out, even outselling Barbie in the UK one year. So Barbie was absolutely shitting out of her non-existent asshole when Bratz was popping off, because Mattel thought that they were just gonna take over like pretty much the entire market. Mattel actually went as far as to sue Bratz, but ultimately lost because, you know, big surprise, you can't just sue people you don't like. If that was true, I'd be sending a cease and desist to the son of a bitch who invented Mondays. Come on. Fuck you. Bratz lost a little bit of their popularity over the years, but it looks like they're trying to make a comeback based off their current website, which is very smart because I feel like girls on TikTok look exactly like Bratz dolls. They dress like them. Like that's not a diss or anything. Like the fits go hard. I will admit it. But in their heyday, I think what set Bratz apart from Barbie was their animated series and movies. And I've received tons of DMs over the years asking me to make a video about a Barbie movie or a Bratz movie. So I thought a good way to structure this video is like a head-to-head death match. We'll watch a Barbie movie and then we'll watch a Bratz movie. We'll compare and contrast. And then we'll see once and for all who's the better doll. There's a little bar for you. Or should I say a bar B. Okay. We'll start with the Barbie movie because, you know, they were the first on the scene and I guess it's only fair. The movie I picked is called Barbie as Rapunzel. Obviously, you can roughly imagine the plot of Barbie as Rapunzel, but they do switch up the plot a little bit and add in some Barbie flair, which is nice. Big fan of Barbie flair.
Barbie flay.
The movie starts with Barbie painting with her little sister Kelly, and right off the bat, I gotta say, Kelly is a goddamn nightmare to look at. I'm sorry, I have to get this out of the way. I don't know the exact budget of this movie, but I wish more of it went towards reducing the size of Kelly's forehead. You could play a game of football on that thing. And it's fine that I'm making fun of this little girl's appearance, okay? She's not real. Or at least I hope. Please don't be real. So this whole movie is basically Barbie like telling Kelly the story of Rapunzel. So she goes on to explain how there was a beautiful girl with long ass hair named Rapunzel who lives in this tall tower with this old witch named Gothel, and she has to pretty much do everything for her. She also has a dragon friend named Penelope and a little British rabbit friend named Hobie. And Rapunzel's favorite thing to do is paint, but this Gothel lady, she does not like that, because she is mean.
Did you make the beds? Sweep the floors? Weed the garden? You're supposed to keep the house in perfect order.
I didn't know about...
It's your job to know.
Oh yeah, also, Gothel has this like pet weasel that sort of hangs around her neck, and he seems, I don't know the word for it, horny, I guess.
Oh, allow me, mistress.
Yeah. Could you imagine like working in the studio while the voice actor did the voice for this weasel? Okay, we're gonna do the line one more time. Just say it normal. Allow me, mistress. That's it. Say it normal. Okay, fine. Okay, thank you.
Oh, allow me, mistress.
Come on, dude. Oh, are you hard? He's so hard right now. Okay, back to it. One night when Gothel goes for a nap, Rapunzel and friends find a secret entrance to the basement where they find some of Gothel's old belongings.
I can't imagine Gothel attending all these balls.
Kurtis, just move on. You don't have to make a joke about it. You're 27 years old. She obviously meant balls, like, you know,
balls.
A dance, like a party, not testicles. You can move past this. You don't have to make a joke. What was on that scroll? Was it just a bunch of drawings of balls? Medieval times they couldn't send dick pics, so they had to send
ball scrolls.
Scrotum scrolls. I'm sorry. I feel like I'm talking about dicks and balls way too much for a Barbie movie. So let's get back to it. So when they're in the basement, they also find an old hairbrush that's from Rapunzel's parents, which is weird to Rapunzel because Gothel told her she was abandoned when she was just a few days old. Why would she lie to her about that?
Why would she lie to me about that?
That's what I'm saying. They also end up finding a secret tunnel out of the castle into a nearby village where she stumbles upon some cute kids riding on a horse and oh my god, it's fucking Kelly. Never mind. Even in Barbie's telling of Rapunzel, this is a fantasy world. Anything can happen. This was your one chance for Kelly to not look like what stubbing your toe feels like, and you didn't do a damn thing. Jesus Christ. Well, at least the other kids look normal. Oh, never mind. They're all freaks. I think I might just hate kids. Anyways, back to the movie. Kelly falls into a big hole and they unfortunately save her life with the help of a man named Stefan. And he's the love interest, obviously, because look at him. He's so hot. This is also where we find out that the kingdom that they are in right now is having a feud with a neighboring kingdom. The other kingdom is run by this guy named Wilhelm.
Wilhelm claims our king did something terrible to him years ago.
But we don't know what that thing was. Yet.
Do you live in Wilhelm's kingdom?
Who's he?
The king who ordered that.
This Wilhelm guy seems pretty awesome if he's making holes that Kelly falls into. Am I right, guys?
Yes.
Thank you.
I'll be right back.
Okay, so after Stefan runs away for no reason, Rapunzel realizes how late it's getting and heads back to the castle, but uh-oh, horniest weasel in the world is following her. Man, I cannot get over this weasel. I saw this movie days ago and I cannot stop thinking about him. Could you imagine if the animal sidekicks in other movies were just fucking horny all the time? Like if Harry Potter's owl, Hedwig. Do owls get horny? I don't know. I mean, there's like horned owls. I guess we would never know if an owl was horny. This is my impression of Hedwig when he asks another owl for oral pleasure, but that other owl refuses.
So no Hedwig?
Back to the movie. Gothel finds out that Rapunzel went to the village, so she's like super grounded now and has to stay in the tower. So this next part is like a dream sequence where they do the iconic Rapunzel scene, you know, where the guy milks a cow, I guess? Fuck. Climbs up the tower on her hair. Jesus Christ. All right, I got a bone to pick with Rapunzel. Wouldn't this fucking hurt so much? I always think about that whenever I saw anything Rapunzel related. It's always Rapunzel just like relaxing, chilling at the top of the tower, while like some 200-pound guy is like pulling on her hair. I know human hair can be pretty strong, but like that would still do a number on your neck, I think. Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair. All right, I don't really know why I'm doing this, but I trust you. Here I come. Wait, what? Ah, what the fuck, dude? I'll be up there soon, my love. Dude, seriously, what the fuck are you doing? Ow, stop. Doth thou carpets match thy drapes? Stop, seriously, stop. Whoa. Oh my god.
Rapunzel is bald now.
So the next day, Hobie and Penelope, the dragon who can fly up really high, they try to think of a way that they can get Rapunzel out of the tower that's up really high. And they don't think of an idea. So that night, there's like a magic spell that turns Rapunzel's hairbrush into a magic paintbrush that then lets her travel to whichever location she paints. Sort of like a Chalk Zone type thing. You guys remember that show? Chalk Zone. Chalk Zone. Does it help if I say the name again? So now Rapunzel has a new way to escape the tower. So she does. That's pretty great. But she does go back.
I have to go. I'll see you tonight.
But hey, at least we get this scene.
You're useless.
Give him to me. I'll leave you the lucky rabbit's feet.
No. If Gothel ever picked the weasel off of her shoulder, it would make this sound. And there'd be a huge stain right there. That's so gross. Okay, so this next scene is pretty gnarly. Gothel chops off Rapunzel's hair, so
Rapunzel is bald now.
Not actually, but she has just like shorter hair now. And then Gothel puts this super crazy unbreakable spell on the tower so Rapunzel can never leave.
Never release your prisoner with a lying heart.
But quick question. If you didn't want Rapunzel to leave, why not just do that spell in the first place? I'm not gonna do the one thing that will easily solve all my problems until I absolutely have to. That is weasel cum. Okay, guys, we're getting close to the end. Back at the village, they're having this huge ball.
Balls.
Everybody's there. You know, you got the king, Stefan. I don't know anybody else's name. Then Gothel shows up and starts chasing after Stefan in the most awkward scene ever because there's just no music.
Nobody hurts my brother. Nobody!
Okay, the beginning of the movie said like they had like an orchestra performing the music for this movie. Where is it? If you're gonna have a chase scene, it can't just be like just footsteps only, right?
Hey, get back here. Get back here. Come on.
Not the same, right? And this next part pissed me off so much. So back at the tower, Penelope realizes that the spell only works on someone who has a lying heart. But Rapunzel never lied.
You haven't been lying to Gothel.
So Penelope thinks that Rapunzel can just leave whenever she wants.
Gothel's spell can't stop you.
So she just leaves the tower. You're telling me if Rapunzel just tried once to leave the tower, she would have escaped. What the fuck, Rapunzel? That's like if someone pushed you into a pool as a prank and then you just went limp and drowned. Like, try a little bit, you know? But anyways, she escapes the tower and flies away on Penelope's back. And again, why didn't you fucking do this years ago? Folks, now it's time for the big climax. And it's not from the weasel, don't worry. Back at the ball, Wilhelm, the other king, shows up and starts fighting the main king. And this is where we find out that Wilhelm is mad because he thinks the king stole his daughter from him. You guys putting the pieces together?
You stole my daughter! No! For the 1000th time, I never stole her!
Then Gothel shows up and reveals that it was her who stole his daughter from him. What? Because she was actually in love with Wilhelm. He wasn't in love with her. So yeah, Gothel's just a big old simp. That's her motivation.
She would have been my daughter if you had married me.
I don't know if it works like that, all right? Anyways, there's another chase scene, and Rapunzel pulls a fast one and paints a picture of the tower, and Gothel walks into it, so she's transported inside and is trapped in the tower forever. No! So now it's time for the big happy ending. Aw.
I thought you were gone forever.
Aw.
I've wronged you all these years.
Aw. Ah! So that's Barbie as Rapunzel. I'm gonna save my final thoughts of it for the end of the video because we're only halfway done, guys. This is a double feature, remember? So if you want to go, grab a water or a snack for the last half, that's totally cool. While the other people wait, let's talk about the new merch I just put out. It's the Kurtis Cowboys collection. We got t-shirts, we got hoodies, we got sweatpants, we got a full sweatsuit, dude. And it looks great. Super cozy, great stuff. Designed by Kel Lauren again, and I'm just super hyped on it. So go check it out, kurtisconner.com. Thanks so much.
Hey, it's Bratz time.
Let's all get Kelly out of our heads and let's move on to a movie called Bratz Fashion Pixies. Here we go. And witnesses her fly away with this big red light in the sky. So, something's up. The next day at school, this is where we meet some of the other main characters. First up, we got Dylan. And you remember how I said girls on TikTok look like Bratz dolls? Look at this fucking guy, dude. Dylan walked so e-boys could run their fingers through their hair. If there's a scene of Dylan going like, I will not be surprised. He's hitting on girls and stuff. He's essentially the horny weasel of this movie. Every movie needs a horny weasel. That's gotta be an Oscar category. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the final award of the night. Horniest weasel. Good luck to all the nominees. All right, let's take a look. That fucking weasel from that goddamn Barbie movie again. Every year. Can we get someone else? How about me? I'm a horny weasel, come on! And also there's this new girl who shows up, her name is Lena.
This is Lena. She's a transfer student.
Who's got something to do with Cymbeline based on this exchange. So after class, Dylan's backpack is stolen by a crow, naturally. So he goes on this epic chase scene on his motorcycle, and this one actually has music. So Dylan ends up crashing his motorcycle, and it's heavily implied that the crow was actually the new girl, Lena.
Missing something.
My backpack.
And this Lena girl is up to no good because Dylan is then... There's something to be said about being chased by something really big. Like, I feel like you know what's gonna happen if a giant garden gnome was chasing you. You know what's gonna happen if they catch up. Like, what's a little one gonna do? Do I wanna know? Should the rest of this video just be an apology for that? I didn't mean it, I'm desperate. This movie, the more I realize like the similarities it has to Barbie as Rapunzel, which is really weird because it's just like, they're just like random movies that were just sent to me. There's missing parents in both films, magic items that were left for the abandoned kids, small, scary beings, and horny weasels. Also, every time I say horny weasel, I want to say Sigourney Weaver. Horny Weasel, Sigourney Weaver. It sounds Sigourney Weaver is a horny weasel. All right, so this next part is wild. This is where we find out Brianna and Cymbeline are pixies, like good pixies disguised as human. And their dad is actually the Pixie King. It's another thing, there's kings in both movies. Okay, I don't want to take this too literally, but I'm going to. Are they saying that all fire hydrants are just little garden gnomes in disguise? If so... Some fireman slapping a hose on a gnome's hole, and he's just pissing the fire out. That scene with the gnome earlier is so much scarier now that we know what they are actually capable of. So picture a tiny gnome just running at you like, I'm gonna piss on you! What the fuck? Dude, the split-second shot that they keep showing of that girl just angrily twerking. Holy shit, dude. That is so funny to me. Someone twerking, but they're pissed off. Hey, yo, shake that ass, girl. Hell yeah. Alright. This is not usually the expression that... Okay. Oh! Okay, so they see that their friends are in the dance trance, so Brianna tries to set them free. Okay? If there was a huge rave going on, and then a bunch of powder just started falling from the sky, people would be trying to catch it with their nose, dude. Like a kid trying to catch a snowflake on their tongue. Except it's not snow, it's snow. And instead of their tongue getting cold, their tongue would get tired from fucking talking too much. I can believe literally everything else in this movie, but this part, it's just ridiculous. But anyways, back to the film. Why are people like reacting like they can see them? And okay, they're all dancing now. All right, fine. That's the next TikTok dance. Gotta dance like a Bratz character. All right, now it's time for the big climax.
Hi, I'm Mel.
Lena! I banished you eternally.
Oh, come on! I banished you eternally! The dad looks like when he transforms into the Pixie King. Oh no, he's hot! Okay, guys, you ready for the freaking curveball? This is where Lena reveals that she's actually the one who made Cymbeline and Brianna's mom disappear 10 years ago.
My wife?
You don't think that blizzard came from nowhere?
And she did this because the king banished her.
After your husband banished me, that man has simply got to go.
But I mean, if she's banished, then how is she able to like just freely roam around and cast spells on people? Fuck it, dude, let's dance.
Oh yeah!
The way Lena got rid of their mom all those years ago is she turned who disappeared 10 years ago.
Well done, my daughters.
And I gotta say, for someone who was just a tree for the past 10 years, she's surprisingly chipper. Wood chipper! Seriously though, if I was a tree for 10 years, my first words wouldn't be, well done, my daughters. Because, you know, I don't have any daughters. But hey, now the family lives happily ever after. Gross. All right, that's Bratz Fashion Pixies, and now we've seen a movie from each doll company. There's been 38 Barbie movies and 13 Bratz movies, but I think one of each is enough. With the Barbie movie, I liked... What did I like? Oh, I liked the one fight scene between the two kings. The animation was pretty good at that part. I mean, I didn't think I even talked about that in the video. Fuck. Oh, going into the paintings reminded me of Super Mario 64, so there's that. And I like how they switched up the story a little bit, so 4 out of 10. For the Bratz movie, I like the first line of the film. I like the music. I love the aesthetic. You know, you got the hot Pixie King dad, and Kelly wasn't in it. So, 10 out of 10.
Fuck you, Kelly!
Okay, sorry to all my Barbie heads out there, but looks like Bratz is the winner. And Mattel, please don't sue me for saying that. You could take the Barbie asshole idea. Call it even.
Balls.
I don't think there's any way to segue from that. So, how about we hear a word from today's sponsor, Current. Folks, banks are weird. Even when I was allowed to freely leave my house, I would do anything I could to not go to my bank. It's confusing, stressful, and they always make things way harder than they need to be. But Current is the future of banking. They don't hide information like traditional financial institutions. Current keeps it simple, authentic, and direct. No hidden fees, no hidden anything, actually. They have tons of incredible benefits and services, but the best part, everything can be done online. No more walking into a silly old bank, okay? And you can take that to the bank. Or don't, because you don't need to anymore. And also, dude, to make things even cooler, Current and I are giving away 5 big ones.
It's really vague. Current and I are giving away $5,000. And all you have to do is click the link in my description and sign up for Current using the code Kurtis, and we will send 10 random people $500. Super quick and easy. You can sign up in less than 2 minutes. So what are you waiting for? Again, click the link in my description, sign up for Current using code Kurtis, and enjoy the future of banking. And you'll also have the chance to be one of the 10 lucky people who get 500 smackaroos. All right, thanks again to Current for sponsoring this video. Hope you guys check them out because it helps me out a bunch when you guys check out the sponsors. So everybody wins, dude. So yeah, thank you, Current. Back to me. All right, guys, that's it. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please press that like button. It means a lot. And also, believe it or not, 1 like equals 1 hole that I will dig so Kelly can fall into it. Leave a comment. Let me know what you thought. Let me know if you want to see more videos like this. To me, it's the law. You can check the description for the things I do. I got Instagram, Twitter, my Twitch, my gaming channel, my podcast. And yeah, that's it. Seriously, thank you so much for watching. Hope you had fun. Hope you laughed. And yeah, I'll see you around. Peace out. All right, folks. As some of you know, before I was a world-class YouTuber, I was a Viner. Viner, I hardly know. If you don't know, Vine was an app where people would make short little videos, and it came out at a time on the internet where consuming video on your phone was like the next big thing, which is crazy to think about now because that's like the main thing we consume on here, right? You're doing it right now. Vine as a concept was so new that like anything on there was automatically funny. Like there were no standards. King Batch with a big spoon? Hilarious. But as time went on and Vine naturally grew in popularity, genuinely funny and talented people started to come out of the woodwork and gain traction on the app. And that allowed us to see what can actually be classified as good content. And I think some people were able to upgrade and adapt their content a little bit to try and stay current with the internet content landscape. But a lot of Viners did not do that right up until its untimely demise. Actually, never mind. I think the demise was perfectly timely. Shame! You know, Viners like Peaks, Dobre Twins, they never really switched their style of Vine-esque humor, ever. And I feel like another person that this applies to is a little boy. Well, actually, he's not a little boy, he's an adult. I don't know why I said that. Yeah, I'm gonna make a commentary video about this little baby, dude. Fuck you, man. Why'd you bite your big brother's finger? Goo goo gaga. Fuck you, Charlie. Now, there was one guy on Vine named Brent Rivera, a name that sends shivers down the spine of any soul brave enough to utter it. A cursed name. Bloody Mary, Brent Rivera. Same number of syllables. Coincidence? I think not. It's a good thing I don't have any syllables in my name. I had them removed last year. Our little tiny buddy Brent has resurfaced in the internet zeitgeist these past few weeks because of a confrontation at a hotel with another YouTuber. We'll get into that later, but all that kerfuffle caused me to go over to Brent Rivera's channel to really take a deep dive and see what he's even doing these days. And what I found on there was truly shocking, so I figured I had to make a video about it. So Brent Rivera is a wildly successful YouTuber with over 25 million subscribers. But like I said, I've been aware of Brent for a long time now. I remember back in the Vine days, me and my friend Jacob, we'd scroll through Brent's Vines and we'd just laugh the night away. Not because they were funny, but they were just so bad.
Oh my god, there she is! She's coming this way. Act natural. Oh, she's walking away. I wasn't natural enough.
And look, my Vines weren't very good either. And also that was like 8 years ago.
People don't forget.
Making content for children when you yourself are a child makes perfect sense. But the interesting thing about Brent is that he never really stopped making content for children. These are some of the videos he was making after Vine shut down. 6 mistakes you'll make on your first kiss. Brent Rivera. First day versus last day of school. Brent Rivera. Weird types of substitutes. Brent Rivera. 6 signs your crush secretly likes you. Brent Rivera. And that one's the craziest one. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like I stopped using the term crush when I was like 12 years old. Even at that young age, I was still like, you know what? That's a word for baby. Fuck you, Charlie. But not our boy Brent. He was 20 years old when he made that video, dude. And just so you know, he's 25 now. But hey, sure, maybe 20 is an appropriate age to be like, yeah, I got a crush on that girl. But wait, less than a year ago, Touch My Body Challenge. Gone wrong. No more Brent Rivera in the title, so who is this guy? And the fucking thumbnail says, there's a crush. That's my crush. I put an arrow. That's my crush right there. She's pointing at my crush. Or maybe that's her name. I don't know. I'm not too savvy in the Brent crew. Maybe that's her name. Crush Bandicoot. It's almost kind of punk, you know, because he's going against the grain. Because like most YouTubers, they grow up, they mature, and so does their content and how they present themselves. But Brent has gone fully just like Peter Pan mode, fully staying the same, only making content for children. On the other side, I do understand adults making content for children. That happens all the time, right? Steve from Blue's Clues. Adults making kid-friendly content is fine, of course. It happens all the time. But Brent operates in this weird world of YouTube where he's making content for children, but the content is not kid-friendly.
Yo, this is not family-friendly at all!
I don't know, just to me, it's just so weird to be 25 and then act like this in your videos.
Alright, so today we are breaking 100 rules in 24 hours.
It reminded me of this Matthew Beam video that I saw called, "I built a secret gaming room to hide from my mom." That title made me laugh really hard because, you know, another great way to hide a gaming room from your mother is to move out. But back to Brent. I could talk all day about the Mr. Beastification of his thumbnails and content. I could talk about how weird and overprotective he is of his sister, who he constantly sexualizes for views.
Are you flirting with her? What? Dude, no, dude.
Or I could talk about the terrible song that he put out a few months ago. But that's not what the video is about. But also, it could be. So I am going to talk about the really bad song that he put out. The song that he released is called Little Kids Nowadays. But in order to get, you know, clicks on it, they had to sort of disguise it as just another regular Brent Rivera video, which is honestly Jesus. No, it's not. Genius, I meant. Which is honestly genius. You know, I think more musicians should do this. The new Miley Cyrus music video could have had a crazy fucking thumbnail, and it should have been titled, "Liam Hemsworth diss track gone wrong, not clickbait. Stop kissing my sister. I'm Brent Rivera, and I hate that." Brent Rivera. So Brent's song is about how when he was a kid, he used to go outside and play, you know, be outside, enjoy the outdoors. But little kids nowadays, they're always on their phone. They're always on TikTok. Yeah. My favorite part of the song is like the emotional build up to the big final chorus.
Was it lasagna or meatballs?
Dude, and this whole song, it's like, yeah, being a kid is different now from when you did it. That has been historically accurate for every single generation. You know what I mean? I don't think you need to make a whole fucking song about it, right? Also, Brent, dude, don't get mad at children for watching YouTube videos all day, because if that wasn't happening, you wouldn't be able to fucking spend $25,000 on your plane tickets, little baby boy Brent. Dude, kids are so fucking weird today, dude. All they do is watch videos. But please, don't stop watching my videos. Also, Brent, you were also on your phone all day as a child, making fucking videos, man. There's literally evidence of it on the internet. You did the same fucking thing these kids are doing right now. So it's like, why are you upset? Why are you making a whole song about it?
Was it lasagna or meatloaf?
And while I was doing research for this video, I stumbled upon something pretty funny. So this song came out 6 months ago. But if we go back through his channel just to 3 years ago, we get a video called Little Kids Nowadays, Part 2. And then 4 years ago, we get the original Little Kids Nowadays, which have the exact same observation as the song, but these are just like vlog format.
I feel like little kids nowadays are just like so grown up and so much more mature and technologically advanced than like when I was a kid.
When I was a kid, I used to go outside and play with my friends, play basketball, play hopscotch or something.
And it's so funny because in these videos, the whole observation is like, kids are just on their phone all day. They don't fucking go outside ever. But in the videos, they're outside doing stuff all day. Like most of the one video is them playing basketball. And I know it's silly to nitpick a video that came out fucking so long ago, you know? Like these videos are 4 years old. But so is Brent's audience, so it's fine. Fuck, it's so funny to stick with the same bit for so long. Kids are different now! Things change over time! Is anybody listening to me? But dude, it gets even crazier because remember Vine from earlier in the video? Brent was saying the same shit back then too.
Hey, wanna play some hopscotch and blow some bubbles?
Now watch me whip.
Several Vines with the exact same caption, dude. The 3 words little kids nowadays are Brent Rivera's like magnum opus. And it is such a basic observation. And it's so funny to make that observation for like 10 years. Because here's the thing about kids, they grow up. And then a new generation of kids appear. You know, I don't know how they get here, but they show up. Like, how long does nowadays last? You know what I mean? He's been saying this for 10 years, man. I feel like in like 40 years, Brent's gonna be saying the same shit. Little kids nowadays, they're always on TikTok. Dude, we evolved past the need for physical bodies like 10 years ago. Little kids don't even exist anymore. And neither does TikTok. What are you talking about? Little kids nowadays, they're always on TikTok. Why do you keep saying that? Hey man, just leave him be. What's wrong with him? A couple years ago, his sister was getting married, and when he saw her husband kiss her, he lost control. And he's been in this catatonic state ever since. That's all he says now. Just agree with him. Okay, he likes that. Alright. Little kids nowadays, they're always on TikTok. Yeah, yeah, I guess you're right. I'm sorry, I feel like I keep getting off track here, but there's so much to cover. So back to the hotel altercation that I mentioned earlier. So Brent Rivera has been under some pretty gnarly backlash recently because he was filming a video at the Stanley Hotel, which is like this famous haunted hotel. They filmed The Shining there. So he was there filming a video at the same time as this other YouTuber named Tyler Oliveira.
Came out of my room and randomly found these 2 girls in the hallway.
Are you guys hired by the Brent Rivera group?
Maybe.
Okay, do you fake your videos?
No. Can you fake your videos?
No.
Yeah, so Tyler obviously instigated everything, but things just kept escalating, and it got to the point where Brent was like making fun of Tyler for like the size of his channel.
Hey, go have fun with your 100 subscribers, bud.
And it pretty much got to the point where Brent got Tyler and his friend like kicked out of the hotel.
I'm sorry, they're gonna come and get you guys. They're gonna kick you out.
That's good pack your stuff, for sure.
I'll link Tyler's video explaining it because that whole situation is crazy. But that whole incident was so fascinating to me because it kind of like peeled back the curtain a little bit to see what type of person Brent is off camera.
Go have fun with your 100 subscribers, bud.
But then I got to thinking, like, is he even a good person when he's on camera? Spoiler alert, the answer is no! Believe it or not, we still haven't even talked about the main reason I wanted to make this video. So I was scrolling through Brent's YouTube videos and I stumbled upon one that really caught my eye. Surviving 24 hours in a city with no laws! And Brent's fucking covered in blood and shit. This guy's fucking breaking a cop car, it says F you. Pretty crazy. And I think this one video perfectly encapsulates the true essence of Brent Rivera's character. So let's watch the video.
We're going to the most dangerous city. Oh my god!
That's putrid.
I'm actually gonna throw up.
You guys shouldn't be here. It's not really safe around here.
Have you seen any like bad things happen here?
All the time. Murdered or...
Is it true that there's no laws here?
I don't like being out here, and I carry a gun. I got a shotgun and AR-15 in the car.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
The editing makes it seem like the cop went to go get the guns that he was talking about. See, I hear all my guns, guys.
Oh my god! Oh my god! This is Slab City. It's ranked the most dangerous city in America, and it's rumored to be the only city left with no laws.
Okay, so I'm gonna call bullshit on the no laws thing, because it's a place, has laws. That's like my one thing. I've always said this. If it's a place, it has laws. But let's fact check the other claim, okay? Let's see if Slab City in California is the most dangerous city in America. So I'm just gonna Google most dangerous city in America. Okay, so it's St. Louis, Missouri. Fucking 10 seconds in the video. Already incorrect. Maybe like based on its size, it's the most dangerous because the Wikipedia says there's like 150 people who live in Slab City. So if like one person commits a crime, then yeah, that's a pretty big chunk of the population who are criminals, right? Yeah, Slab City's fucked, man. A guy ran a red light 30 years ago. It's never been the same since. Also, to fact check the no laws thing, federal and state laws still apply in Slab City. You know, you can't just go out there and kill someone and get away with it, you know? Trust me, I've tried. So at the start of the video, Brent is hyping up this video like crazy, and he says that him and his friends are gonna spend 24 hours in Slab City. But his friends aren't gonna wanna go with him because it's oh so scary and oh so dangerous.
I realized most of my friends wouldn't want to go here.
So, he decides to lie to them.
So I had to lie to them. Okay.
You know how you lie to your friends, right?
So I'm going on this tropical vacation, and I wanted to see if you wanted to come.
Hell no!
No, I'm good.
You down?
No. What's the catch?
There's no catch.
There's no catch.
Nope.
I don't trust you. Why would I trust you?
Dude, what a terrible life to live. You know? I'm sure none of this is genuine. It's all scripted, obviously, but it seems he's got like a David Dobrik-esque situation here, where in like all of his videos, he's constantly like fucking with his friends and making their life a living hell. So no matter what he says to his friends, they're just like, nah, man, I actually fucking don't trust you. Actually, I don't fuck with you at all. You're actually a weirdo.
We're going to the most dangerous city in America.
Oh man, we're going to St. Louis.
Nobody's excited. And they shouldn't be. With no electricity, no running water, and no law enforcement, they're gonna wish they were anywhere but here.
They're gonna regret coming on this trip with me, because with nowhere to run and no cops to show up an hour late to the crime scene and shoot the dog instead of the criminal, this is finally the week that I'm gonna kill my friends. All that and more on this week's episode of Hey Look, my sister's in a bikini again. Also, there is law enforcement, Brent. You showed us. You showed us at the beginning of the video. First 10 seconds, they're like, here's a cop.
No law enforcement?
There is. Sorry. Sorry, don't mean to get all Brent out of shape here. But I hate this video. So they walk around screaming about everything they see until they stumble upon this abandoned building. And this is when something so crazy and so real happens to them.
Hey, you guys shouldn't be here. It's not really safe around here.
Oh, okay.
So obviously they just hired a guy to walk by and say that for the video, because what the fuck? Some random guy in white face paint just walking alone in the desert warning people about how dangerous it is there while nothing dangerous is happening? That's wildly convenient. If that was a real person with like fucking crazy face paint walking alone in the desert that just walked up to you guys, you wouldn't be like, yeah, this place is really dangerous. He'd fucking kill you. So later on in the video, they set up a camp to stay the night, and this is when the cops show up, which is crazy, because I could have sworn he said there wasn't any law enforcement there.
No law enforcement?
I'm pretty sure they also hired this guy to pretend to be a cop as well, because all he does is say how dangerous this place is.
This isn't really like the safest of areas to be camping. You guys sure you want to be?
Dude, like what the fuck is Okay, is this place actually dangerous? I don't think it is. The only thing happening in this dangerous city is different people walking around being like, this place is dangerous. This place is so dangerous. This place is dangerous. If that happens this much here? Dude, imagine what it's like to walk down the street in St. Louis, Missouri.
Dangerous. It's dangerous. It's dangerous. God, it's so dangerous. You know, it's dangerous. It's so dangerous. It's so dangerous. There better not be a guy walking down the street. It's so dangerous.
But this video's big climax is them sitting around a campfire when some Slab City local, and definitely not an actor hired by Brent, shows up and disrupts their whole scene.
Oh, got the fire. Enjoy it. Yo. Some barbecue. We're just having a little campfire.
What y'all doing here?
We're just camping. We're just visiting.
Got a handsome face, man.
Dude. You just had to leave that in, didn't you, Brent? Okay, so you'll be playing the Slab City local. Okay. So at nighttime, just sort of come out to our campfire, you know, just mess everything up, you know, really get up in our business, you know, just knock shit over, you know, call me handsome, you know, it's like, yeah, cool, I could do. Wait, sorry, what was that last part? What's that? Oh, I said like get up in our business? No, you told me to call you handsome? You think I'm handsome? That's not what I said. Look, man, I have so much money from little kids nowadays, and I will pay you some of it to come to the camp, get up in our business, and call me handsome. Got it? Okay, got it. Jeez. Little kids nowadays, you know? I'm 35, so the gang leaves, but not before we get one more mention of how dangerous Slab City is.
Packing up, yeah.
Yeah, sounds like a good idea. It's a dangerous city.
Okay, dude, we get it. We got it, Brent, okay? It's dangerous. It's a dangerous city and you're handsome. How much more exposition do we fucking need, man? That's like giving the movie Aquaman the whole time they were like,
God, it's pretty wet down here. Ever noticed that? It's kind of wet.
The vlog ends with them eating Chipotle and them talking about how dangerous Slab City was. Or hearing about how dangerous it was. But when in reality, it just wasn't. I feel like every city is dangerous if you're a loud, fucking annoying YouTuber, you know? I did some research, and the usual cause for police response in Slab City is for use of methamphetamines. It's people addicted to a substance, struggling in life, and then cops being like,
oh, you're going downtown for that one.
So it's weird as fuck to go there as a multi-millionaire YouTuber and be like, oh, everything is gross. Everything is gross and weird down here. It's fucked. It's fucked up. If I had to live here, I'd fucking chop my dick off. He never said that in the video, but I can read between the lines. And I think it just bugs me about this video is that it's not the most dangerous city in America. It's a low-income area forgotten by the government that was supposed to care for its citizens, but failed to. And instead of allocating resources like safe injection sites or community outreach, they send police officers to patrol the area and Border Patrol officers to search Slab City for undocumented immigrants. And I know Brent Rivera's content is for children, and he's not gonna get into those issues, obviously, but I don't know, it's just like a gross angle to like make a whole video about, you know? Like it gives off the same energy as those old videos where it's like stepping on Jordans in the hood prank. It's like, what the fuck are you doing, man? And yeah, this is a common feeling I got when I watch a lot of Brent's videos, because he does videos like $25 plane seat versus $25,000 first class seat, baby. I survived $10 versus $100,000 day with Crush. Got the name drop in there. I survived $50 versus $500,000 vacation. People who live in trailer parks are dirty, but underwater is good. And obviously these videos are fucking all over YouTube. They go to a cheap option and then a really expensive one at the end. They're like, the expensive one's better. That's crazy. And each video Brent makes like this is framed like, it's like a game that like some of his friends, you know, it's randomly selected who's going to go to the cheaper one and who's going to go to the expensive one. But for some reason, Brent always ends up going with the luxurious option. Weird how that happened, but it makes sense. It's his videos. He decides what happens at the end of the day, right? Which is probably why his friends don't trust him. But each one of these videos features Brent having an awesome time, spending all his money, and then showing his friends freaking out that they have to go through general boarding at the airport, or going on a bike ride to Subway for a dinner date, or just staying in a regular sized room during their vacation. And I know they have to embellish and exaggerate these videos for YouTube, but it's just so fucking annoying watching these people scoff and complain about doing things that most people have to do, you know? That's just a part of traveling, that's a part of their life.
Where we have to sit for 12.5 hours. I'm sure you live. I'm a small human. Look at my knees.
Oh no, you don't have a lot of leg room. You don't have a lot of leg room in an airplane that's taking you from one part of the earth to the other in a couple hours. No! How are you doing that? How are you surviving?
This very lovely, spacious bathroom.
Oh, the bathroom in the airplane is small? Oh no! No! Of course it is! Of course, it's a bathroom in the sky, you jackass. And dude, in the date video, a tandem bicycle ride to Subway for dinner? That sounds adorable. That is awesome. Bike rides are sick, and so are huge sandwiches. That sounds like an awesome day. And the thing is, that is more than what most people can afford. So fuck you, man. And for her to be pissed off during the whole date, too.
I'm not having fun. I wasted my whole day doing this.
Even if that was a disingenuous reaction for the video, I don't care, because if that's how you told her to act, fuck you again.
Girls do not care how much money a guy spends on a date. Okay?
I disagree. You have to treat them nice.
No, like if a girl likes you, she likes you for you. Like she does not care about money.
What a great message you are sending to your young audience, Brent. But the video that pissed me off the most was the I survived $50 versus $500,000 vacation. Because, dude, Brent, he's vlogging himself and his friends going on this lavish vacation at a resort in Hawaii.
One of us is gonna have $50 to survive in Hawaii.
Which is also a place where the locals have, like, publicly begged tourists to stop going there. But hey, it's Brent Rivera. Brent do what he wants. Why would he listen to anybody? So they're enjoying the nice hotel room while his sister is staying at this smaller apartment complex. And they go over there to check it out. And this part is like low-key like hard to watch.
Here we have the kitchen area.
Okay. How much money did you actually spend on this place?
All of it.
Okay, so yeah, it's not even that bad of a place. Like there's a whole apartment pretty much, right? Like that's a big space. There's like running water, a fridge, a stove, like everything you would need in a place to like live, you know? But then she drops a fucking bombshell that totally floors the group.
This was the cheapest thing I could get, and I'm living with 2 others.
What? You know them?
What?
I've seen one.
Oh, you're doing what?
What? You know them?
I've seen one of them.
What? Oh my god.
No way. That is such a common thing for people traveling, especially young people. Airbnbs, hostels, you know, sharing a space with people so it's like more affordable. That happens all the fucking time, and they're acting like she just confessed to a murder.
What?
Huh? You did what?
Oh my god. No way.
And then they start going through the fridge.
Oh my god.
What is that?
I don't even want to know. I don't think.
It's,
oh my god.
What is that?
It's breakfast. How do you not know that? It's clearly like eggs and sausage. It's a breakfast, man.
Was it lasagna or meatloaf?
Dude, I don't even want to know what that is. Me personally, I had a skateboard for breakfast.
Is that your leftovers, Lexi?
No, that came with the place.
Well, I'm gonna do you a favor.
What a fucking piece of shit. I'm pretty sure this is someone's home, and they're like renting out a room for her to stay in their house. And then these fucking assholes walk in, they're like, oh, this place is gross! What is this otherworldly food I've never seen before? Better throw it out. And then he throws out a stranger's food. Man. That's so fucked up, man. And like, dude, imagine being the person living in this home who's being generous enough to open their home to someone. And then picture that person watching this video. I didn't throw them out, dude. Those are my grandpa's leftovers.
No, I know.
Okay? It's from his favorite breakfast spot. He passed before he got a chance to eat them.
Well, I don't know where they could be.
And I haven't had the heart to throw them away. Okay, they're the last piece that I have, showing me that a part of him is still here.
I know.
Okay, and now they're gone. I didn't throw them out. Trust me, I would not have done that.
Okay, well, we'll find them.
Hey, sorry to interrupt. You're gonna want to watch this video.
Oh my god.
What is that?
I don't even want to know. I don't think.
That's not true.
Put it back. You were not eating that.
Is that your leftovers, Lexi?
No, that came with the place.
Well, I'm gonna do you a favor. I'm gonna do you a favor.
They just threw it out?
This literally looks like a jail cell.
Well, surely they regret doing this, right? Dude, I don't know. This video that I'm making right now, this is much longer than I wanted it to be. I just thought I'd make a little silly video about Brent, but I feel like the rabbit hole just kept going deeper and deeper. So I'm sorry this video is so long, but I just get so frustrated when someone has such a massive audience of young, impressionable little kids nowadays, and then with that level of influence, they make a bunch of lazy, derivative,
ugly, yellow,
consumerist, vapid bullshit, and then go on to act like they're doing the Lord's work when someone calls them out.
Do you fake your videos?
No. Do you fake your videos?
No.
And I think Brent is like actively perpetuating harmful ways of thinking, especially for children. And it just makes no sense to me, especially with his sentiment. So Brent, don't complain about little kids nowadays being materialistic or vain, because if they are acting that way, it's your fault.
No.
So what's the most dangerous city in America? Any city that Brent Rivera is in, okay? Watch out. But no matter what city you're in, you should be able to watch the TV shows and movies that you want to watch. And that is possible with ExpressVPN, the sponsor of this video. ExpressVPN lets you hide your location online. Dude, look at all of these servers in all of these different countries, and you can choose to appear from any one of them. And why would you want to do something like that, you ask? Well, let me tell you. Have you ever gone to Netflix and wanted to watch The Office, but it's not there? Well, here's a little hack for you. If the show title appears here in white, that means Netflix does actually have what you're looking for, but it's just not available in your country. So just go online, look up which country Netflix it's on, and then use ExpressVPN to change your location to that country, and you'll have it. Here, let me show you. The Office, for example, is available in Canada. So you just have to change your location to a server in Canada, and now you can watch The Office, dude. It's really that simple. And it's not just for Netflix. ExpressVPN works for pretty much every streaming service. Dude, just last week, I was in London for my wife's birthday, and we wanted to watch the new episode of Drag Race on Crave. But the show wasn't available in London, so all we had to do was switch to a Canadian server, and we were watching the new episode of Drag Race, man. So if it wasn't for ExpressVPN, we would have had to wait like a week to watch the newest episode, and that would have been terrible, because if you watch Drag Race, you know people love to spoil that show immediately. ExpressVPN is really an awesome product, and I've been using it on all my devices for years now, and changing your location to access shows and movies is great, but they also have like a bunch of other benefits as well, so it's just can't recommend them enough. And the best part is they hooked me up with a special offer just for you guys. Just go to expressvpn.com/CurtisTown, and you can get 3 extra months of ExpressVPN for free. The link is also down in the description as well, so what are you waiting for? Okay, click it and give them a try. Go see what you've been missing. Okay, thank you, ExpressVPN. Love you. Back to me. All right, well, fuck, that's the video. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please press the like button, because believe it or not, 1 like equals 1 mysterious breakfast that I've never seen before in my life. You can leave a comment, let me know what you thought about this whole thing. Let me know what you think about Brenty Boy. You can press the subscribe button if you want, because as soon as you do, you become a valued citizen of Kurtistown. And if you didn't know, Kurtistown is the best place to live in the world, and I'm the mayor. So you have to be nice to me. It is the law. But that's the only law in Kurtistown. Okay, there is one law. So we got one up on Slab City. You can check the description for my Instagram, my Twitter, my podcast, my gaming channel, all that bullshit that I do. I'm going on tour. That's pretty cool. I don't know. All right, thanks for watching. I would stick around, but unfortunately I have to go. I have to go aimlessly wander the streets of Toronto and tell people how dangerous it is. So, sorry. Peace.
Heyo, I'm Jake Paul from Bizarre Bar, and you're watching
Kurtis Conner.
Oh, no looker. First ever. Oh.
Kurtis Conner.
Hey there, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, what's up? How's it going? And if you're coming back, what's up? How's it going? It's really good to see you again. I hope you're doing well. You see what happens when you subscribe to my channel? You get an extra greeting. So do it. Folks! All right, Disney fans. Cover your Mickey Mouse ears. I'm about to get controversial. Not really. That's not what this video is going to be. I just kind of wanted to make that Mickey Mouse ears joke. So we all know Disney, right? The multi-billion-dollar entertainment company started by a man named Walt Disney in the 1920s that's responsible for some of the most popular iconic movies of all time. They own Pixar and Marvel Studios and Lucasfilm and 21st Century Fox and pretty much everything else. That's Disney. Disney films actually played a huge role in my childhood, and I'm sure they played a huge role in yours as well. I had an extensive VHS collection of all the old animated Disney movies, and I would watch Fox and the Hound like every other day, dude. Cried every time. And I also went to Disney World in Florida when I was 3 years old, and I don't remember a second of it. I don't remember anything of it at all, because I was 3 years old. So it's a good thing my parents spent all that money. And I'll admit it, okay? Disney knows how to make a good movie. Have you seen Minutemen? It's a goddamn masterpiece, okay? That film should be projected on a wall in the Louvre. All right, I Louvre it. And since people hold these Disney movies so close to their hearts, some people really go all out with their admiration for the Walt Disney Company well into their adulthood. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. Unfortunately, the only definition I could find for Disney adults was on Urban Dictionary, so apologies in advance. So according to Urban Dictionary, a Disney adult is a millennial adult with or without kids that can't stop talking about Disney, including the movies and the parks. Even if they do have kids, they're still way more obsessed with it than their kids ever would be. They probably engage in casual Disney bounding, which we'll talk about later, and visit the theme parks at least once a year. They're obsessed with everything Disney and probably have a Mickey Mouse bumper sticker and or tattoo. One of the most terrifyingly intense people you'll ever encounter. Okay. Now that's a problem with Urban Dictionary. No one can just give a definition, you know? They always have to like throw their own opinion in there at the end. Could you imagine if like Webster's Dictionary did that? You look up the definition of peanut and it says, the oval seed of a South American plant, widely roasted and salted and eaten as a snack. I don't like them. I'm allergic. But you can get the general public's opinion based on that definition alone. People just think Disney adults are weird and cringy. And a few years ago, I for sure would have made a video just, roasting these people, goofing on them. Because, silly adult, Disney for kids. But dude, I'm 27, I'm an adult. I feel like instead of just making fun of something I don't understand, it's better for me to just try to understand it and then make fun of it. Because I'll admit it, they, some Disney adults do weird things. Like here's a hypothetical thing a Disney adult might do. Like maybe they'll make a TikTok about trying all the water from inside the park and they'll grade it 1 to 10 and they'll include all the gross fountains with pennies in it and rivers and shit. And then they'll get banned from Disney because obviously that's the weirdest thing you could ever do. That's just a thing that might happen, but no one would actually ever do that, right? It'd be insane.
I just got banned by Disney.
So folks, today we are going to take a close look at the world of Disney adults, and I'm going to try my best to understand why they do the things that they do. Disclaimer, if you are a Disney adult, please don't get mad at me. Fair warning, I might take the piss out of it a little bit in this video because I still want this to be a little funny. But at the end of the day, seriously, I just want to learn. I just want to see what all the fuss is about, okay? So without further ado, let's see what's up. Like the movie. Okay, so when you search Disney adults on Google Trends, pretty stagnant up until about September 2009, which is actually right around the time where Disney acquired Marvel Entertainment. So my guess is that articles were using the term Disney and the word adults like more often than usual when they were writing about this. So it's a little tough to find the actual origin of the term Disney adult, but I mean, pretty obvious as adults. What else do you call adults obsessed with Disney, right? Don't say it, don't say it, don't say it, don't say it. Losers, I'm kidding. Obviously, Disney movies aren't just for kids, I know that. Don't look up Disney adult films though, that's probably a bad idea. Or maybe it's a good idea. Who knows? Most Disney movies like actually include jokes that like only adults will understand, you know? Like this one.
I have over 30 accessories and I deserve more respect.
Ah, that's better. Hey, no one takes my wife's mouth except me.
Mr. Potato Head? More like Mr. Potato Getting Head. But those jokes aside, I feel like Disney movies are just good, except for Cars 2, which was great. Disney knows how to tell a good story, and they really know how to tackle these emotional and complex issues and ideas. Even when there aren't any humans in the actual movie, their stories are always very human. And we can all relate to them, which is genius because it appeals to kids because it's silly, you know, goofy, it's bright, it's nice to look at, but it also appeals to the adults who are the ones that are going to be spending the money on movie tickets and streaming service subscriptions and t-shirts and action figures and lightsabers and cruise ship vacations and theme park tickets and just fucking everything else that Disney sells. But when it comes to Disney parks, I'm sure the parents are down to go too, right? Because it's like, yeah, sure, my kids get to go play on the rides. I liked the movies as well. And also they have beer there. So I'll get a little buzz. And then maybe I'll get a little buzz. Like, could you imagine if any other weird, like, kids content channels on YouTube started a theme park? Fucking Johnny Land? Yeah, like anybody would ever go to a Spider-Man and Elsa theme park. Oh, wait. People don't really have an issue with parents going to Disneyland with their kids, but when an adult who doesn't have kids goes to Disney like every week, they dress up for it, they have Disney memorabilia, and their whole life revolves around Disney, that's what people seem to have a problem with. And obviously, the main group of people who are Disney adults are millennials. And you know what? Especially in like the last year or two, the hate towards millennials has been pretty gnarly. Deserved though. I'm a millennial. I'm not proud of it. I'm trying to quit. And it is extremely millennial or chuggy to be a Disney adult. Honestly, dude, the lengths these Disney adults go to show their love for Disney is honestly pretty impressive. For example, there's this thing called Disney bounding that we heard about in the definition, where people will take inspiration from a certain Disney character and incorporate that into their outfit that they wear to a Disney park. So say you want to dress up like Goofy. You know, maybe you throw on an orange shirt and a yellow cardigan and a green hat, and there you go, dude. You look goofy as hell in like a nice way. They have to do like subtle costumes because obviously if you pull up to a Disney park in like a full Sully fursuit, some little kid's gonna be like, oh,
you work here because you're dressed up like Sully. Can I get a photo?
And then maybe say,
no, fuck off, kid. I don't want to take a photo.
And that kid cries and then the parents complain to Disney. So it's a whole thing. No furries at Disney, I guess. And dude, I get why people poke fun at this stuff. I understand. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like I've never, thought this was a silly thing to do. But honestly, man, looking at it now, whatever floats your boat. Or whatever touches your butt. Like when I see photos and videos of Disney adults like at Disney, I don't think I've ever achieved that level of happiness, right? What's that like? What is that like? They're way happier than I will ever be. And it's not hurting anybody. Or is it? There is a bunch of criticisms towards Disney adults. So I figured we'd go over the main 3 that I think people have against them and see if they're warranted. Number 1. Devoting your life to a corporation. There are people out there who think it's a little odd to devote so much of your life and identity to one of the biggest corporations in the world. And some could go as far as, saying the very concept of Disney adults could be pulled right out of a dystopian sci-fi novel. And honestly, I can see where they're coming from a little bit. There's something almost Orwellian about a group of people buying everything related to a corporation, dressing like the characters, getting engaged at the company's theme park, and sort of forming a symbiotic relationship with a business. Orwellian is a word. I had to Google to make sure. But again, I'm trying to be as open-minded as I can. This isn't my cup of tea, but if it makes someone happy, who am I to say it's bad, right? If there was a Legend of Zelda theme park by my house, I'd go every single day, okay? So I get it. Criticism number 2, Disney's problematic past and present, and future, probably. So when you're a corporation as big as Disney, you're gonna get caught up in a few scandals. I think it's inevitable. You don't become one of the biggest companies in the world without a complete lack of business ethics. Let's go over just a few controversies that Disney has had. They've used countless offensive stereotypes and imagery in their movies over the years. A total of 29 animals died either on the way to Disney's Animal Kingdom or while they were there. Pixar's John Lasseter was accused several times of sexual harassment over the course of more than a decade. A 4-year-old who died of leukemia was a huge Spider-Man fan, and his father wanted to put Spider-Man on his dead son's headstone, but Disney refused, stating that its denial would help preserve the innocence and magic of its characters. And oh yeah, Disney tried to trademark the Day of the Dead, Dia de los Muertos, the holiday. They tried trademarking that because Pixar was working on a movie that featured the holiday, and they wanted to sell Day of the Dead themed merchandise. Disney tried to trademark a fucking holiday. Hey, I know you've been celebrating Day of the Dead for like thousands of years, and it's really important, like personally and culturally, but how much? Can I have it? I want to make a t-shirt. And of course, there's that whole thing about Walt Disney being anti-Semitic and how he froze himself, and then Disney made the movie Frozen, so when people search Walt Disney Frozen, the movie pops up instead of articles about Walt Disney being frozen. In The Lion King, there's the sex written in the stars. And there's also this weird clip from Aladdin.
Good, can you just take off the coat?
There's the topless woman in the background of that one scene in The Rescuers, the penis on the Little Mermaid cover, and the hard penis in the Little Mermaid marriage scene. There's a lot. And all of this is terrible, I know, but the worst thing Disney has ever done is this.
Oh, hey, Dixie and Noah.
Hey, Disney Parks TikTok.
While we have you here, we just have to know, what is your favorite Disney Park snack?
Mine's probably the spicy pickle.
Mine's gotta be the Frosty Parfait.
No cap. See you real soon.
Bye.
No cap.
Obviously, like, the racism and stuff is worse than that video, but I had to see it, so now you had to see it. And the other main critique is sort of the environmental impact of the Walt Disney Company. When it comes to the parks, Disney is actively like trying to lower the impact and energy consumption of their parks, which is good. You know, they got a whole page about it on their website, but they do produce a lot of plastic and textile waste to make toys and merchandise, and they don't have anything about that on the website. I feel like that's what people are upset about. Like, Disney adult critics don't understand how someone can support a big corporation like that just to have a fun day at a theme park, you know? But really, man, you could say that about anything. Drinking coffee is fucking terrible for the environment. Am I gonna stop? Absolutely not. No fucking chance, man. I like the way it makes me feel. Am I a shitty person for that? I honestly don't think so. Also, Disney owns fucking everything, so it's inevitable, okay? You're gonna be supporting them some way. There is no ethical consumption under capitalism, so you might as well just let people enjoy the things that they like, right? Unless it's like clubbing seals. You know what I mean? Clubbing with seal, that'd be pretty fun. Okay, so now we have like the surface level definition of Disney adults and the main criticisms, but I think it's time we go a little deeper. Okay, so I needed a way to structure all the things that I wanted to talk about in this video. So I made this Disney adult iceberg. If you aren't familiar with the iceberg format, it's like basic level stuff, like surface level stuff at the top, right? The further you go down, the more extreme it gets. Fucking everybody's doing kickflips at the bottom. It's fucking extreme. So we'll start at the top, you know, very basic Disney adult stuff. And then we'll go all the way to the bottom, and we'll see how much we can take. So the first one I put, watched Disney movies growing up and watches the occasional Pixar film. I feel like this is like very like base level of being an adult who enjoys Disney. I think I would put myself in this category because I like the Disney movies and I watch the occasional new Pixar film. I've also seen every single MCU movie, and Marvel's owned by Disney, so I guess I'm a fucking Disney adult in that sense. Dang, comic book nerds. Sorry. You're Disney adults, unless you like DC. Maybe that stands for Disney Comics, who knows? Okay, so next level deeper, we got sees every single Disney movie, goes to the park every few years, has a pair of Mickey Mouse ears but doesn't wear them. I think this is like the natural progression. You know, this person is on like the outskirts of becoming a Disney adult, but never like actually made the commitment. I just picture them like behind a chain link fence being like, that should be me. And one level deeper, now we're starting to get into like muddy waters, I guess you could say. For this next level, I put goes to the park as much as possible, has at least one Disney themed tattoo, might even have a Disney Instagram account. And I'd say this is the cutoff of like casual Disney fan and like full on Disney adult, and we're only at the halfway point, so that's, I should fucking tell you something right there. And I feel like this level of the iceberg makes up the majority. They either have the fucking Disney castle outline, Tinkerbell, or the Mickey Mouse logo tattooed. For sure one of those. I mean, if you got these tattoos, no shade or anything. Well, actually, no, there might be shading on the tattoo, but no tea. How about that? Unless you got the teapot tattoo from Beauty and the Beast. No offense. I'm in absolutely zero position to be judging anybody's tattoos. But yeah, maybe this person also has a Disney-themed Instagram account, like a side one maybe, or maybe just post Disney-themed stuff on their main Instagram account. Photos in front of the castle, all that shit. All right, now we're in the bottom half. This is where it starts to get a little spicy, and I'll be spending more time on these levels going forward because there's just more I have to cover within them. So this next level, I labeled it Die Hard Disney Fan. Cosplays in their spare time and Disney bounds at the parks. Has a cat named Simba for sure. So I think this level is like the exaggerated, like stereotypical person that you would picture in your head when someone says Disney adult. Like dudes in this category totally take selfies like this. I also imagine people in this level also want to be cast members at Disney. And how the fuck have we not talked about this yet? Let's talk about this yet. Employees at Disney parks are called cast members. Ooh. From Monsters, Inc. Bro, I fucking hate when companies do shit like that. They give you this special title to make you seem like you're super important, but they literally do not give a fuck about you at all. Yeah, maybe I am projecting because I used to work at Starbucks and they called us partners, which is just so goddamn disrespectful. Am I fighting crime at work? No. I'm getting bullied by a tween. I'm an employee. Literally, you're just a number to them. Dude, I literally had a partner number when I worked at Starbucks. It was like 171219 or something because I was like the 170,000th person that got a job there. But yeah, for sure, Starbucks, I'm special. Sorry, back to the iceberg. That was my impression of the Titanic. Let's get back to the thing. Okay, so this next level is where I start to feel a little odd about Disney adults. All the other stuff, it's fine, whatever. But these next two levels are just very weird. To me, Disney wedding and honeymoon spends every anniversary at the park but doesn't have any kids. I'm sorry, dude. I know everyone has their taste, but I just think spending 25 grand to get married in front of the Tower of Terror, it's a little weird. And that's just the venue rental fee, by the way. It's gonna be way more. I just think if you have that kind of money to do a huge wedding at Disney, simply don't do a huge wedding at Disney, right? Go somewhere beautiful. Don't go to Orlando. What the fuck are you doing? Again, people can do whatever they want with their money and they can do whatever the hell they want on their wedding day. Personally, I wouldn't want to get married in the same place some little brat pissed his fucking sweatpants and puked up a bunch of cotton candy only hours earlier. Don't get married at a place where cargo shorts are the main garment of choice. How about that? Dude, it would also suck way more if you got divorced after a Disney wedding, bro. You wouldn't even be able to watch a Star Wars movie without being reminded of your ex-wife.
Anakin, may the force be with you.
Divorce? And also, dude, a Disney honeymoon seems like a nightmare to me. Honeymoon's supposed to be like nice and relaxing and straight up, it's just a sex holiday, right? That's what honeymoons are. A place you go and you bone, right? But I don't think there's anything that makes you want to have sex less than being surrounded by a bunch of screaming, crying children all day. Oh, so that's what'll happen if we... Okay, yeah, let's get separate rooms. But folks, that's not even the worst of it. There is one final level to this Disney adult iceberg. This is the deepest it goes, to my knowledge, and to me, this is the weirdest thing a Disney adult can do. Completely consumed by Disney. They live on Disney property, they go to the park every single day, they live to serve their merciless god, Mickey Mouse. So this is actually what made me want to talk about Disney adults in a video, because I found some on YouTube that was just so fucking crazy to me that I had to share it with people if you didn't know about it. There is a neighborhood called Golden Oak that is described as an upscale residential community within the Walt Disney World Resort in Lake Buena Vista, Florida. So yeah, if you love Disney, what's better than living right beside the park? Living inside the park.
This is Golden Oak, an Imagineer-designed community of homes built by Disney within the Walt Disney World Resort in Florida.
Is that not fucking crazy to you? Why would you do that? It's just like the point I made when I was talking about the wedding. These homes are like in the millions. They're from like 2 million to like 10 million. And if you have that sort of money to buy a house, why the fuck would you get one inside of an amusement park? You goofball. The worst thing about it, dude, the houses aren't even that nice. Cause you know why? They're all fucking Disney themed. Of course! I found one YouTube channel that they're like moving into this neighborhood and they're kind of like vlogging their whole process. And they made a video about when they were like touring different houses. So let's take a look at some clips from that video.
So we were able to film the outside, and every single house has these gold plaques that say like the family's name on them, and they're all custom made when the family moves in. And I feel like all of the details like that are what make that neighborhood.
Seems like a cult, okay.
In the house though, there was all these touches from, you know, the Mickey fountain outside and all of the Mickey details in the railing and the chandeliers that were shaped like fireworks.
Bro, that's so ugly. I'm sorry, that's hideous. Could you imagine just cut to the bathroom and she was like, yeah, there's the Mickey Mouse bidet. It's actually just a man in a Mickey Mouse outfit. He's kind of just spits water into your asshole. But don't worry. He's a cast member. Like, these houses are just like the most sad mom on Pinterest houses you could possibly find. It's just all white walls, white floors, snow white ceilings. Like, everything is just white. And I'm gonna take a guess and say that the neighborhood is as well. Let's keep going.
These houses are like next level, but not like Disney paraphernalia and Disney like kind of threw up on it, like classy Disney.
Yeah, that's my fucking favorite shot in the whole video. Yeah, it's not like in your face or anything. It's classy. It's classy Disney. You see this fucking Woody on your ceiling? Classy.
Classy Disney. There was an elevator, and the glass at the back of the elevator was all of the Beauty and the Beast stained glass theme. It was exceptionally gorgeous.
I honestly, I can't fucking believe this. Like, this seems like a bit. Like, they're doing a weird, sketch. Like, a really, high-level, satirical, commentary on, capitalism and consumerism. But it's real, man. It's fucking real life. God, I hope you guys are as weirded out as I am, or I'm gonna feel like an asshole. This is just way overboard to me. Like I said earlier, if there was a Legend of Zelda theme park, I'd go there all the fucking time. But if this house was Zelda themed, I wouldn't like Zelda anymore. But anyways, the girl making this video, she's commentating throughout the whole thing. You know, she's talking about the house and everything she saw and stuff. And she seems nice, right? But there's this one clip at the end, and I think it totally describes the type of person who would want to move into Golden Oak.
I wanted to share that with you guys. If you ever have a big goal that you want to achieve, go freaking check it out. Go look at it in person. If you want to, I don't know, move to Hawaii, go visit Hawaii. Go see it. It'll make the dream that much more real. And that's what I told Andre.
Oh, the doy. Oof, it's that easy, huh? I never really thought of it like that. You know, I've always thought it'd be cool to sort of fly around, you know, be able to fly, take to the skies, if you will. Maybe I should just jump off of my roof, start flapping my arms and see what happens. I don't want to make an assumption about this person, but I don't know, dude. When you hear people say shit like that, you know they're just so far removed from the real world. People can't just go to Hawaii, man. People also can't just drop $10 million on a house inside of a theme park. I can't believe that's a sentence I just said. I don't know, dude. I just think the whole concept of living inside a gated community inside of a theme park that was created by Walt Disney, it's just really scary to me, and I don't like it. Could you imagine living in a fucking Spike TV house?
Can you fart so hard your balls explode?
Okay, never mind. That'd be tight. But the Disney house in the Disney park, it's too far for me. The House of Mouse was a show, not a suggestion. But you know what? I think we've taken a pretty good look at all the different levels of Disney adults. But this is just from my perspective, you know, an outsider looking in. You know, if I'm going to truly understand Disney adults, I need to talk to one face to face. So let's go do that. Come on.
Live, it's Saturday night, or maybe not. There's a good chance you're watching this on literally any other night of the week, or it could be during the day, I don't know. Starring Kurtis Conner. This is the talk show where we learn all things Disney adult. It's Disney on Nice. Hello everyone, welcome to Disney on Nice. No affiliation with Disney on Ice. I'll be honest, this is just a crazy coincidence, okay? For legal reasons, I will say I had no idea that a name existed. All right, this, of course, is a show where we sit down, we talk to a real-life Disney adult and find out what they're all about, you know? Because I could blab about it all day, but, you know, I think it's better if we hear it from the horse's mouth. That's right. Give it up, everyone, for the horse from Tangled.
Yeah, I'm not the horse from Tangled. I'm Isaac.
Oh, sorry, Isaac. Sorry, folks. That's that's next week's episode. Well, you'll have to tune in for that. Studio audience, give it up for Isaac. Give it up. Wow. You know, they're expecting the horse, but this is even better.
Oh, thank you.
I don't know if you can tell I'm wearing a Camp Rock t-shirt to celebrate Disney.
Oh, much respect. Demi Lovato's big break in the DCOM world.
So yeah, I guess really quick, if you, for the people at home who aren't familiar with you or what you do you want to give like a brief description of what you're all about, I suppose?
Sure. So over the last 5 years or so, I've been making videos about Disney. I started off making videos about Star Wars, and slowly over time I realized there was a big opportunity. There wasn't a lot of people talking about Disney feature animation and Pixar, and now I talk about DreamWorks as well. And so I break down different characters and theories and different plot holes to try to appreciate and spread the magic of Disney as much as I can through my content.
You nailed it. What is it about Disney in particular that kind of keeps, making you come back? What sort of keeps you attracted to, well, not attracted to, that's the wrong word. What keeps you coming back to Disney?
I think the thing about Disney for me is that it was something that I always grew up with, and I've kind of grown to appreciate it more as I've gotten older. Whereas when I was young, I appreciated the movies and the theme parks, mainly just because of I just liked all of the characters and how bright it was and exciting the stories became, especially at the 90s with all the dark villains. And with the theme parks, it was always so fun with all of the rides, and it felt so immersive. And now that I'm an adult, I can appreciate them more because I get to see the artistry behind it all. And I get to understand where that's coming from and how it can be able to resonate with people all around the world.
I actually found out about you through a video that you made. It was sort of in response to a podcast by Wisecrack. They did an episode about, they were talking about Disney adults, and their take was, I assume it's like a comedy podcast, but the take seemed pretty lazy to me. It was just like, they're just idiots. They need to grow up. They need to be sad like I am. Come on. Yeah, do you kind of want to go like briefly over like their main points and like what you had to say against them?
Their focus around the idea that Disney adults were kind of this weird thing that was kind of gross. These people that kind of just, mainly focused on the parks specifically, was just that why are these young people coming to the parks and taking away experiences from younger people?
I don't know, like if I was the parent, let's say, and I'm taking my kids to Disney, and we had to wait to get on a ride because a bunch of 37-year-olds are all like getting emotional to get on the teacups or whatever. I'm just a little pissed. I'm like, hey, you had your shot at childhood. Get out of the way right now.
And they just kind of used a lot of language that made it seem like it was something like really harmful to society, or was a complete waste of time, or was kind of like a dangerous type of individual that would engage with Disney as an adult. It kind of riled me up, and so I made like an hour-long response to their discussion about it, pretty much explaining that it seems like, that it was a bad take, that they went with a really dark extreme of examining it.
Yeah, it was they like painted Disney adults out to be these like ghouls, like weird people you should be like afraid of. You don't seem like a dangerous person to me. And that's a compliment. You seem like a very sweet person.
Oh, thank you.
Piggybacking off of that a little bit, in sort of Disney adults and like Disney fandom, do you think some people take it a little too far? Have you ever seen like a Disney fan and you're like, whoa, okay, hold up, Or have you always just been like, that's all good,
The ways that I'm like, I don't necessarily know if I would want to do that, are just kind of things that I just wouldn't do in general. For example, like people get tattoos of like Disney characters on themselves, and I'm like, oh, that's something I'm not interested in, but like I don't have any tattoos. I don't really plan on getting tattoos. So those types of lines are things that I don't necessarily see as like a societal issue or something that's a big deal.
Yeah, I didn't really have an issue with too much of it, but once I found out about Golden Oak, that really weirded me out for some reason. But it's like same thing, you know. If they're happy, sure, you know.
Yeah, and that's just kind of this weird thing. Like the history of Golden Oaks is this. It's this thing where like Walt Disney wanted to make a community in Walt Disney World. That was his big idea for his Florida project, was to actually build a experimental community where he could have full control over it. And so then it just kind of like became this project that Disney eventually did where they made it on property, but then it's kind of like sanctioned off because Disney still wants full control over their property, and it gets weird when there's actually people living there. So it's just this kind of, I can understand that at that point.
Okay, as we're wrapping up, I think what's one thing that you would want people to learn from my video? Like, what's one like common misconception that people have towards Disney adults that you would want to see people change their mind about?
I think the thing that I would want people to be able to take away about Disney adults is just the idea that, like, appreciating the art that's come out of Disney, whether it be the theme parks or the animated movies or the other properties like Marvel or Star Wars, is just that it's a passion that people have just like any other. I don't think it's wildly different from people going to experience a closed-off, all-inclusive resort. And so I think there's just a lot of parallels. I mean, even the idea of going to a sports game and getting the jersey and getting excited about what you're about to see, and maybe even having season passes, it feels very in line with someone who wears the ears or collects pins or does something like that and wants to go to the theme parks because they live near them, or wants to go because it's a place that means a lot to them in a similar way that people get excited about other things that they care about.
Yeah, that's a great point. People literally start riots in the street when their sports team loses. So
yeah.
I don't think there's ever been a riot started because of like Snow White.
No.
I don't think that's ever happened. Okay, well, that wraps up the first episode of Disney on Ice. Again, no affiliation with Disney on Ice. For legal reasons, I feel like I need to say that. But yeah, thank you so much, Isaac, for coming on. The first, maybe the last episode of this segment. Where can people find you?
Best place to find me is on my YouTube channel. It's just my name, Isaac Carlson. So definitely go check it out if you like, discussing about Disney and Disney movies.
All right, thanks again, Isaac. Thanks for tuning in. And I guess we'll go back to me. Well, what did we learn today? I think we learned Disney adults are people, just like you and me. Who knows why people like the things that they like? Maybe someone's childhood was garbage, so the childlike and carefree environment that Disney portrays is really comforting and makes people feeling that they didn't get to feel when they were a kid, So if that helps them cope with how shitty life can be, I'm all for it, man. Life can fucking suck sometimes. I've also seen a lot of comments in response to people criticizing Disney adults, saying that Disney parks can be a place of comfort and solace for people like on the spectrum. I couldn't find any like studies or articles about that, but I've seen a lot of comments about that from people on the spectrum. So it's not nice to assume stuff unless you live in Golden Oak, then yeah, I'm going to assume stuff.
Classy Disney.
There's videos and photos going around on the internet recently of people crying when Disneyland reopened finally after a year of being closed. And obviously it was just people making fun of them, being like, wait, they gotta grow up. What's wrong with these people, man? Why are they crying?
Bunch of losers, if you ask me.
And like, I don't know, man. I feel like these are trying times. These are special circumstances, right? We've all been inside for the past year. People have like lost loved ones. They've lost their fucking jobs. I'd cry too if I was allowed to go to a theme park. Oh my God, that seems like a dream. Yeah, and speaking of like losing jobs, those crying people could be cast members, that are finally getting their job back. And that can be life-changing, obviously. It's emotional. Or maybe they lived in Golden Oak and they were homeless for a year because they weren't allowed inside the park. I don't know.
Classy Disney.
But in conclusion, Disney adults, they're fine. Just leave them alone unless they live in Golden Oak. Then I guess still leave them alone because it's a gated community. You're not allowed to go in there.
Classy Disney.
But straight up, on the real, I'm getting sort of tired of this Disney monopoly, okay? Not like a board game. Does that exist? Disney Monopoly? Disney already owns everything, okay? They can't own adults too. So from this day forward, I am declaring myself a DreamWorks adult. Yeah, Disney, now what? I'm gonna build a Shrek-themed house in Madagascar, and I'm gonna have a Megamind bidet with a Boss Baby portrait in my in-home elevator, and I'll build my own fucking DreamWorks theme park, and I'll have an epic wedding, and the fish from Shark Tale is gonna officiate it. Officiate it. Whoa! Like a fish. Dude, these jokes write themselves. So drop a like if you're also a DreamWorks adult with me, because we gotta fight back. Skadoosh. All right, that video was awesome. But you know what's more awesome? Today's sponsor. Yo, dude, did you hear about that new phone they just dropped? Oh, please. I got a phone drop right here for you. Whoa, hold on. Your phone is still in pristine condition. How? Because this video is sponsored by Rhino Shield, the super durable and stylish phone cases, duh. Oh. Folks, usually phone cases that promise you impact protection are the size and shape of a cinder block, but Rhino Shield cases are stylish with tons of customization options on top of giving you extreme impact protection. Rhino Shield has collaborated on collections with NASA, the NBA, League of Legends, PewDiePie, and many other big names. So you know they're making top quality products, guys. Like I said a few seconds ago, Rhino Shield cases are highly customizable. There are various case styles like the modular Mod NX case that lets you swap out the back plate so you can switch up designs whenever you want. There's a classic solid suit case and a bunch of others. Also, all phone cases have changeable buttons so you can get the perfect phone case of your dreams. Besides all the awesome collaboration collections, there are hundreds of cool in-house designs available, or you can design your own case with your photos, name, text, whatever the heck you want. Or if you just like to keep it simple, they have tons of sleek, minimalistic cases, like classic black, carbon fiber, leather, and more. So you'll have a case that looks just how you want it. But the coolest part about Rhino Shield is their extreme impact protection. Especially when you pair a Rhino Shield phone case with their 3D impact screen protector, your phone's gonna be tough as nails. And it's also gonna be pretty as nails. Oh yeah! Look at me drop this gorgeous phone case on the hard ground all willy-nilly. You see? So it looks brand spanking new. So if you're a klutz or a goof or even just a regular human, you don't have to worry about breaking your phone and spending a bunch of money to get a new one if you drop it on the ground. Thing won't break. This thing won't break. So if this sounds good to you, and I don't know why it wouldn't, click the link in my description and use code Kurtis for 20% off in the first 48 hours of this video. And if you use the code Kurtis after the first 48 hours of this video, then you get 10% off. So act fast. Thank you to Rhino Shield for sponsoring this video. Hope you guys check them out because you'll not only be getting a great product, but you'll also be helping me out a bunch. So everybody wins here. Okay, thanks so much. Back to me. All right. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please press the like button, because if you press a like, that means you're a DreamWorks adult, and we need more. We need more of you, okay? We need to rally together. It takes teamwork to make the dream works. You can press the subscribe button, because as soon as you press the subscribe button, you become a valued citizen of Kurtistown. If you didn't know, Kurtistown is the best place to live in the world. It's better than Golden Oak. And I'm the mayor, but you have to be nice to me. It's the law. You can check the description for the other things I do. My Instagram, Twitter, my Twitch, gaming channel, and my weekly podcast called Very Really Good. All that stuff is down there. Also, yeah, go check out Isaac's channel. Sweet, sweet, sweet guy. But yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you. I would stick around. Trust me, I really would, but I have to go. There is a cast member in my bathroom with a mouthful of water, and I got a dirty butt. Bye-bye.
Classy Disney.